Yes. So yeah, I would say Queen is the band I'm the most impressed with, if that makes sense.
And I don't know that I'm impressed by Journey, but I can listen to that. I can listen to the Eagles nonstop. I can listen to Fleetwood Mac nonstop.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're my all-time favorite band, though.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many songs that they have, and I know them all. And knowing a song is very comfortable and comforting.
Yes. I was this weekend watching a lot of reaction videos on TikTok, mostly younger people.
Like listening to Elvis Cohen Scared.
Yes. And I love those.
Yeah.
And I cried. Like I told you the weekend, I was crying at a bunch of different things. I mean, cries is that. But it made me so happy that young people were hearing Bohemian Rhapsody and digging it.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty remarkable song. You know what commercial I'm crying over every time it comes on? I'm sorry. I know it's cheap, but the Amazon where the old ladies get the sled.
I don't know this.
You haven't seen this? Oh, yeah. So there's 3 older ladies. They got to be 70s, 80s. They're sitting outside. They get an Amazon box, and inside are sleds. And they start sledding down a hill, and it flashes back to them when they're younger. And I cry every time it's on. I get a little tear. You gotta look up for that one.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Do or you hate it?
I'm a hater.
You got me. That's so funny. You had that on the sheet today.
Yeah, it's on the top of the sheet.
That is really funny.
Well, because I saw the commercial, and guys on the stream, I'm so sorry about the echo. We will figure it out.
We're working it out. Let's not do it.
So I watched the commercial, and the first thing that struck me is these three older ladies are so cute.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking like, this is actually really refreshing because they seem like old ladies. A lot of times on TV, like, I don't know what we're trying to do and we're conveying an old person, but they're still like presenting so young or whatever. It was like, oh, it's nice to see like 3 older ladies, and then it's like, now we're going to sled down this giant hill. And I'm like, you're going to break your hip. This is so horrifying. I mean, it is cute. I'm just,
and they're playing Beatles. What song is it? In My Life.
Yeah.
So song coupled with the flashback, and they can feel the wind on their face.
Gen X. And you see those TikToks like, it's 1970s. You think you even last one day? You know, I mean, I get that they're doing a thing, but I don't know.
I always think about this too. Like, so my parents, and definitely your parents, Dave, remember growing up without central air or heating or even indoor plumbing.
Dude, I remember it.
We remember, or what, oh my gosh, we didn't have phones, we didn't have GPS, you didn't have email, you didn't need internet. What are the kids today going to be like, grew up with no AI? What's their thing?
Holographic best friend or something like that.
Crazy like that.
No.
Because literally, I don't know how I would get lost going everywhere. I was like an hour late picking up my parents from the airport because I didn't realize I crossed a bridge and went into Illinois. Hello. But they were standing on the curb with their suitcases waiting for me. Like, we didn't.
If you tell them I'm late, I'm running, I won't be there for 30 minutes. Like, I don't understand how that happened. If you left the house, that's it. No one can get in touch with you. And it was awesome.
I remember dating as a teenager and going out onto the dark country roads and parking out. And I'm just thinking, like, what were her parents thinking? right? If Phoebe was just taking off with some guy, and I had no way of
Get
knowing
in
where
touch
they
with
were,
her. Yes, you couldn't get her.
man, it's huge trust.
It really is. And now you can track your location. You can do find a phone. You can do anything.
Yeah. How we
Oh,
doing
the
on
old
stream?
days.
The old days. I had to use my calculator because I'm that bad at math. Phoebe was born in 2005, and my mom lived to be 96. With all the medical things she's going to see out, I'm giving her 95. She'll live to see 2100.
It was crazy to think about.
I
I
know.
remember when the Prince song came out in 1999. I was like, I'll never see 19. It just seems so far
Yeah.
away.
When I was, I don't know, teenager, we had to do a project about the year 2000,
Uh-huh.
and we had to draw a picture of us. I think I probably have it somewhere. And
What
I
you
did
were gonna look like in the year 2000.
like give me an idea. And so I drew a picture of me with a family from the back. You can't see the faces, but I was wearing like a London fog, like a hat business in the 1950s wore. Like that was just
Like an old detective.
crazy. Like that was my idea of being a grown up.
Remember Y2K? How crazy that was.
Oh yeah.
Like people literally thought everything was just going to shut down, and it was a real concern. It wasn't like 5 people thought that. It wasn't like the crazies thought it.
Yeah.
I should say,
Yeah.
quote unquote. It was like everybody was like, "What is going to happen?"
My Y2K memory, I've told this before, is Maureen and I had only been dating a little bit, and she was going to Jamaica with some couples and asked if I wanted to go. And it was like $800. This is like 1999, and I had $2,000
Mm.
to my name, and I said, "Sure, I'll go." And so,
Why not?
why not?
Why not spend my last?
Why do I have this? So we're in the pool in the Grill Jamaica, drunk, and one of the guys in one of the couples said, because he figured I was successful. And like,
Were you
hindsight,
being silly, or were you really trying to pass it off? Like you really put your money in.
somewhere between.
You're trying to stop this guy.
I think it was a combination of me being me
Uh-huh.
and being too embarrassed. Like, well, we have $1,300 for the name, so
This trip.
when I was I'm investing in this trip right now. That's what I'm doing. How we doing?
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm really doing my best in following the instructions, but yeah, I don't know.
yeah, that
Turn it off. Turn it back.
Sorry.
isn't it amazing how often
In the meantime, I want to remind everybody, if you're having trouble with the stream, turn on your video.
ouch.
I mean-
we have so many other places to find this
The
show.
Odyssey app.
I love that you guys are streaming and it's great, but if we have to do the show and can't focus on a tech problem, find another. Like, there's other ways to listen, people. All right, like so, we're working on it. But the nonstop, like in the
I
chat,
feel like we're witnessing something.
I know.
well, it's just
I've
the
never
nonstop
seen
of
you
the
take
chat.
charge like
There's
this.
an echo. Yeah, I know there's an echo. We're trying to fix it. If we can't fix it because we're not
Yeah, we do.
computer engineers, there are many other places to hear the show, and there are even easier places than
How long
this.
does
So
this go?
give
We
us
don't
a-
stop it.
It'll
I
go-
just-
I'll do it all day today, people. You guys don't understand. I'll
He's
do this
under
all day.
pressure. He is responsible for Thanksgiving. We just talked about this earlier. He's got to cook this year. Leave him alone.
See, I was
Yeah,
about
figure out the turkey and gravy.
I say that this show comes with a warning label because I only slept an hour last night, and suddenly he just took over.
Wow. That was strong. It
Sorry, just to make
was-
streaming
Please, I don't think we've gotten the point. Go ahead.
we are working on it and have it fixed.
I mean, the boy's not wrong. That's all I can say. It's like, you're like, wait, no one's doing
It wasn't
wrong.
anything wrong. It's funny that you see comments that are like, it doesn't seem to be working very well. Thank you. I know. Thank you. Thank you.
What I love about it is everyone can see each other's postings, right?
Pretty much.
And they're each giving a different description. Like, I think it's warbling. The other guy's like, I think it's okay.
Overhead Property of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, presents 100 years of KMOX.
Please welcome one of the game's all-time greats.
Then, when legends were
Crowd, everybody up on their feet. Stand waits. Here's the pitch.
original search engine.
Discover one of St. Louis's greatest treasures, St. Louis Public Library's Central Library. Designed by world-renowned architect Cass Gilbert and completed in 1912, this Beaux Arts masterpiece blends stunning historic details with modern design after a $70 million award-winning renovation. Experience the grandeur for yourself. Free docent-led tours are available Mondays at 11 and 12:30 and Saturdays at 11 noon and 1 p.m. Visit online at slpl.org to learn more. St. Louis Public Library.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. For 43 days, the left kept the government closed, holding the American people hostage and demanding radical policy changes, including free health care for illegal immigrants. However, thanks to strong Republican leadership, the Senate voted to reopen the government and put America first. I'm thrilled to return to Washington so I can continue to vote to help Missourians, to secure our nation's borders, and to cut wasteful spending. Visit onder.house.gov to find the office closest to you.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
Want to build income without a second job? Learn how real estate investing can help you create extra income one step at a time with Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
This is Congratulations.
Wheels is either on his way to Chicago or 2 p.m. along with Nate Gatter because the Cardinals traded Sonny Gray today. They're having a news conference at 1:30, which we will carry. All I know is that we traded him for a guy named Dick Fitz, so I couldn't be happier.
I thought that was a joke at first when I saw that. I thought people were just saying that. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Now this is going to be so much fodder for me for the next year. You're giving me Dick Fitz.
Can I just say that was in the midst of the highest point of the stream drama. I feel bad that I'm such a Grinch about the Amazon commercial.
Oh no, so we just looked at it different ways.
I watched it. I'm going, are these ladies going to be okay? Maybe that's me.
I think it's an age thing too. Seriously, I'm at an age where I can cry over commercials that are nonsense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through some things.
Yeah, but since we're making confessions, the last couple of shows, I've had the word kindness written on my show sheet.
Okay.
Because I wanted to do this whole thing about, in my life, I've accomplished many things. And this totally comes from spending the weekend crying at TikTok. Okay. And what I wanted to say was the most important thing to me, and this is true, but it's just kind of funny now. The most important thing to me in my life for the rest of my life is kindness. I don't care if people remember me for being funny or successful or whatever. I just want them to think I'm kind. And I do many kind things. However, my baseline, my real true baseline, and you know this more than anyone, is when I see something or someone doing something, my typical reaction is this: oh, F off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm quite
kindness only if it's me.
So I'm here's the thing. I think I'm capable of big kindness, but the little kindness, I'm more like, oh, F all the way off.
I had that problem. I guess it was last week when Glenn Powell hosted SNL and they had the whole he brought his UPS driver up because he was worried the UPS driver wouldn't believe that he was really hosting. And I was like, shut up.
So you didn't think oh, what a cool moment for the UPS driver.
I did not
you
think
were
what
mad
a
at
cool
Glenn
moment.
Powell for
I was
doing
mad
the
at him
shtick.
because that seemed just like some cutesy BS that made me mad.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't do that.
Because reasons are suspect, but you have to think of what it meant for that guy. Rather than what it meant
I'm
for
sure it
Glenn
was
Powell.
super happy.
It was a cool moment.
I'm sure he was thrilled.
I remember
he also was probably like, this is weird.
Is the football player's name TJ Watt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's TJ and then JJ. TJ's the one who's playing right now.
Okay.
JJ's the one who's
older
on TV.
The older one.
That's JJ.
JJ.
Yeah.
He had a thing where he would deliver a bunch of pizzas to firefighters, and nothing made me pister.
I remember that.
I don't know why. I just assigned bad motives to him.
Well, because you see so many people just doing it now for social media or clicks
That's
or
a good
whatever that you have to, what's their motivation, and it's suspect. But I'll say it again. You just have to think of what it means to the other person.
It's true.
Very true.
What if I don't care about the other person, Trish?
Well, I would believe that coming from you.
After that little outburst,
that rant about the YouTube stream.
Yeah, Thamer says, good thing this works now. I don't know any other way to listen, and I wish Andrew would tell us.
I love that. There are no other ways. This is it. This is the only way.
This is all you got. Your only option.
Jacob says, don't
YouTube
attack
and
Glenn.
Facebook.
He's great. And I think unless we hear otherwise, he's a good dude. Jacob, you don't get it.
You know,
We're the a-holes.
You don't understand it. I'm not taking the moral high ground here.
No.
Going, I have a problem with Glenn, with this universally beloved movie star.
They only like kind things if they're the ones doing it.
Or,
don't you know?
Or receiving.
Or receiving. Yeah, if Glenn Powell would have called
Glenn
you and
Powell
said,
calls
I'm
me,
going to take Andrew to the SNL show.
Going to friggin' New York.
I will say this about this show. I think it's the most real show. I doubt there are many shows that talk like this. I think they're more typically like, so anyway, I don't know. And we're just like, we suck, and here's how we suck. And
Well, I didn't say I
don't
suck.
even know why. You guys are listening.
Just like, don't bring me up on this.
Let's go on a 10-minute rant about the 14 people who are watching on YouTube. I've never seen someone flip out over something so insignificant before. Seriously.
Yeah, there are twice as many people listening that are in this room.
No offense to anyone watching, because you're important. I mean, the
Yes,
way
we love you guys
Andrew
very much.
reacted was pretty special.
He's mad as hell and he can't take it
Yeah,
anymore.
people.
Is it burning up in here?
It's a little warm.
You
Yeah.
can crack the
Let's
window.
crack the
What's
window.
up with the window?
Wait, they put one of the windows back in.
No, that,
No, that was
they never
always
took
there.
that one out.
Dude, I'm losing it.
Wait, is that
For
window
real.
out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we can open that here. I'll show
Walk over there and hit my head. Trying to look
See, this is why people like watching the stream. You get to see little moments just like this.
Open.
Hey guys, Dave Glover here from the Dave Glover Show. So, what is my show? My show is 4 different people living 4 different lives, all coming together every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. to talk about life, actual life, not so much headlines or did you see what Trump did today or XYZ. Never predictable because I never know what I'm going to talk about from one segment to the next. So it truly is unique and unpredictable. Join us.
1041 FM, KMOX.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Congressman Jason Smith is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Jason Smith at 202-225-4404 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by the Poly Agency. In a world of cookie-cutter health plans, the Poly Agency is proud to represent coverage that's tailor-made to fit your needs. The Poly Agency puts the sure in insurance. For a free quote, call 636-222-2149. That's 636-222-2149.
Our latest little weather maker pushing off, and we have a cold front coming in tonight. So we're ahead of that front today. Lots of clouds, some sun, upper 50s to near 60. Tonight, partly cloudy. It turns windy from the northwest, and temperatures drop. 37 Wednesday, sunny, windy, chilly. 46 feels colder to be out and about in that wind. Wednesday night, clear and cold, 29. Thursday, sunny and 45 for Thanksgiving. Looks quiet and chilly. Friday, partly sunny and 41. A little sloppy weather coming in here late Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 1041 FM, KMOX.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's chicken pot pie. The best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra. Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
All right, guys, we now join Chaim Bloom doing a press conference from the Cardinals.
Appreciation for Sonny and what he did in our uniform. Getting to know him these past couple years has been a pleasure. And obviously watching him pitch is, you all and all of our fans have also a pleasure, but what he did on the field, who he is off the field, his dedication to his craft. There's not that many guys that have been around who are as much fun to talk pitching with as Sonny is, and what he did for the people around him, how much he cares about this game, and how seriously he took the commitment that he made to this organization, something that we all appreciate and wish him well in Boston.
Thanks, Chaim. To get us started with questions, John Denton with MLB.com.
Hey, Chaim, thanks for joining us. If there was any question, does this kind of signal the direction of the franchise by trading a veteran for two up-and-coming prospects?
Yeah, to me, it's exactly consistent with everything that I've been talking about for the past couple months. I laid this out, when I spoke to you guys for the first time in late September. We have somewhere we need to go. We're not there now. And the way to get there is through building on our core of talent and having promising young talent that can be with us for many years and that have their best ahead of them, we hope. And so, we talked about it, that sometimes the long-term might conflict with the short-term. Sonny's a really talented pitcher. There's no doubt about that. But I said it then, I'm going to say it again. When those two things run in opposite directions, we're going to choose the long-term, because that's where this organization needs to be. We're trying to get back to a certain place and stay there. And history has shown that the way the Cardinals always do that is with our young, talented core. So we're trying to build on that core, and excited about these two guys and what they're going to mean for us as part of that.
One more, if you could just address, there's no promises in rebuilding. It's often trying and tough on a fan base. Can you just talk about this process and the patience and stick-to-itiveness that it's going to take to get through this?
Yeah, look, nobody who gets in this game has any guarantees. I think the more fully we commit to what we need to do, the better it will go and the quicker we will get there. I don't view this as something that's about patience. I view it as something that we have to attack with purpose. We have to attack it with urgency, and we have to do that every day. There are elements of our strategy that just make sense for those to be long-term, but that doesn't mean we're going to be complacent, and that doesn't mean we're going to sit on our hands. We're going to do things every day, whether they're things behind the curtain that people can't see, to try to get us there. And sometimes, like today, we do something that is very visible, but we are doing it because we think it's going to get us where we need to go as quickly and as effectively as possible and put us in position to stay there.
Okay, Derek Gould, St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Just had to unmute there. Hey, Chaim, I just wondered real quick, first a question just on the guys' health, on these two pitchers, where they are after missing some time last year. Fitz had the nerve issue, I think, at the end of the year where he is, and then Clark kind of had that persisting blister issue where you feel he is. And then I have a follow-up question, if that's all right.
Yeah, everything that we had heard that was backed up by what we were able to see reviewing their medical information, and actually just spoke to Richard. He is back throwing. He was in Boston until last week and just went back home, and he's back throwing, and we would expect him to have a normal offseason and be ready to compete for a rotation spot in spring training. As for Brandon, obviously he's had some medical history, and most recently those blisters, which are something that some young pitchers, especially with the ability to create some of the shapes that he can create, might suffer from and have to learn to manage. Look, this is his first full pro season. That is something we're going to have to work with him to help manage as he goes forward. I think it's a byproduct of some of the very unique things he's able to do on the mound. So obviously when somebody's at this spot in their journey, there's a lot they have to learn about themselves, and a lot we have to learn about them too as we get to know him. But this is a guy that our pitching team did a lot of homework on as we were discussing this acquisition, and we're going to be there to support him in a lot of different ways, whether it's what he does between the lines, what he does off the field, to make sure he has every chance to reach his potential. But he should be ready to go when spring training comes.
And my quick follow-up, in a winter where this could be the first of several trades that you're dealing with, where a veteran goes elsewhere and youth comes in, I wondered if you could kind of give us a sense of what you prioritized in the return, and whether that was pitching, whether that was a blend in this case, like Fitz is going to contribute, Clark has high upside. Could you take us inside, like maybe what good returns on veterans look like for you this off season?
Yeah. Well, one thing I should say, and we've talked about it before, we do see value regardless of, whether we're building for the long haul, we still do see value in what veterans can contribute in the short term, and that's always something that you have to weigh. And sometimes those short-term effects, sometimes those short-term contributions have long-term effects. That the mentorship that veterans can provide sometimes helps young players establish themselves and be able to grow and move forward. So that is definitely something we are mindful of, something we will be mindful of as we do build this club. And I do expect us to add to this club too as the winter goes on. It's obviously still early in the off season, but we will be able to do that. As far as the return, it works out nicely, as you said, that we do end up getting in this trade someone who we feel is equipped to compete for a big league rotation spot right away, and who we also have a long runway with going forward. And then obviously in Clark, you get somebody who's pure arm talents up there with just about anybody that's pitching in the minor leagues right now. Obviously, it's a long way from that to establishing himself in the big leagues, but the upside is incredible there, and we're hopeful we can help him reach it. We do, when it comes to putting together our big league club, as you know, we want to make sure we have rotation depth, and so it's very nice to get talent back that fits that. But we also would never want to walk by talent that, even though it's a little further away, has a chance to really impact us in the long term. And it's nice that we're able to get some of both in this deal.
Okay, Matt Pauley, KMOX, the flagship station of the Cardinals.
Thanks for doing this. When it comes to taking on some money in these deals, from your approach, is it you just need to do that to get the deal done? Or is it a situation where, and it's not just this deal, other deals that you're talking about as well, is it if you take on a little bit more money, you are able to get a better return to go along with it?
It's different in every deal. We're fortunate that we have the backing of ownership to be able to do that if it is the best deal for us. You'd obviously always rather not have to put cash in a deal, but if that's what's possible with the other side and that nets you the best return, then it's been great to have ownership's backing to be able to do that. And, there's always a sliding scale with these things, and you assess different possibilities as you look at the market. You obviously have to factor it in, because it does eat into, the resources you have available to build the club in the here and now. But we thought this was the best deal available to us, and that's why we did it.
Jeff Jones, Belleville News Democrat.
Chaim, you spoke to it a little bit with Derek there, but obviously with Sonny, when you're trading away that many innings, that many strikeouts, that much stability with a pitcher, where do you view your rotation entering 2026 at the moment? And do you think that you all need to go find a pitcher, if not at Sonny's level, someone at least comparable who can tote that kind of load in a more certain way going into next season?
Yeah, definitely something we've discussed a lot as the action on Sonny picked up, and it looked like there might be some deal possibilities that made sense for us to do. We like the upside of the guys we have, and my hope is that as the winter goes on, we will be able to add more players that have a chance to pitch in rotation for a while. Certainly without Sonny, we lose that veteran anchor. I mean, he's one of the better pitchers in the game. He's done a lot of things. He's pitched a lot of places. He's been on all-star teams. He's done a lot of things, obviously, that a lot of the guys that we have, that's all still in front of them, and that's really valuable. So, certainly we will also explore veterans that could come in here and help stabilize us, not to put them in the way of any of our youth, but to make sure that we have the right insulation up and down that rotation. We want to create some competition. We want to make sure that we have options and that we allow our young guys to flourish, while also making sure that that next wave that we hope is coming doesn't get pressed into service before it's their time. We want to make sure that they're ready for the highest level of baseball before we throw them in the fire. And so we will look to add to our rotation, whether it's more youth or whether it's a veteran as the winter goes on.
As you all kind of look at the lay of the land today, is it fair to describe it as Liberatore and McGreevy as guys who return to spots? Maybe Palante, Fitz,
all right, guys, we're going to dip out of the Chaim Bloom press conference there. We have Nate Gatter and Kevin Wheeler coming up at the top of the hour, so they can take all of this and break it apart and parse it. And what does it mean? Is it good? Is it bad? What's coming next? So we'll do that at 2 p.m.
Oh, I thought that's why I was here. Break all that.
I would love that. I would love that.
I'd love to be able to fake something right now, but I can't.
There's not enough time to get into your president thing.
Well, can I say that Trishmas is happening right now?
Sure, you can.
On our sister station down the hall, KZK. That's my main home. Yeah, it's the 7th day of Trishmas.
It's a big day.
We're taking a little break for Thanksgiving, but then again on Monday we'll start giving away big prizes.
Get some good prizes.
Yeah, we did. So we had a $500 gift card from our buddies at Schnucks yesterday. And
Yay.
today is the Cocktails and Claws pop-up in Kirkwood with Four Hands and Clementines and Peacemaker. I hear the peppermint candy ice cream is really good at Clementine's. That's what our friend Julie Lally said.
Nice.
So we're playing Christmas music. She didn't know.
So I saw people were talking about you guys were going to like regular format after 8 or after 9. Are you back to all Christmas music?
Yeah,
now?
it was a glitch.
Oh, okay, okay.
On the first week that we started Christmas, we have a night show on the weekends, and there was a technical glitch, and people were losing their minds. And
people were very passionate.
They are very passionate. Don't mess with the Christmas music. It has been fixed. That should not happen again. So we'll
I
play.
wonder if people just listen as
I think
opposed to
so.
dipping in and out.
I think so. I mean,
I think there's diehards.
I
Like you
think
have
there's
your,
people who like their radio, like my dad has a radio in the breakfast room that's pretty much always on these days. And I think people have that and they just like tune it to KZK for Christmas music, and it just little Christmas music in the background.
Yeah, I saw one person say they were going to go to bed and read and have the Christmas music on in the background. I'm like, that sounds so comfy.
Nice. Very nice.
Cozy.
It's supposed to snow on Friday night.
Dave Murray says it could be a white Christmas too.
Really? That would be fun. I can't even remember the last time we had a white Christmas.
2022.
Oh, is that what he
I
said?
didn't rember it either, but yeah.
It was funny. We all had the same reaction. We were like, I can't even remember when the last time. And
I
Dave
think it
Murray's
was
like
the
2 years ago.
I know people hate it and I get why, but I just love to experience all the seasons in their full form. So
Agreed.
I personally like the snow. I like not leaving my house, so it fits.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys about Triton Exteriors. Tim is the owner, and I think all companies and endeavors kind of go from the top down. Great guy. We really bonded. He is a barbecue guy like me. He spent his first 20 years of his career in high-end restaurant business. And why does that matter? Because it's all about customer service. And if you know anything about anything, you know that the BBB gets more complaints about exterior companies and roofers and siding companies than all the other ones put together. My theory is that some time ago, probably decades ago, the exteriors business just kind of pinky locked and said, we're just going to kind of fib to our people. And it's totally fine to tell them that you'll get out there tomorrow when you know it's going to be Thursday. It's totally fine if you tell them that the job's going to be 2 days when you know it's going to be 5 days. Tim doesn't play that game. He tells you the truth. He's out there the first day that you call, giving you a bid that's almost always the middle bid because he doesn't cut corners and he doesn't add on to the top just because he can get away with it. 314-717-1159 for roofing, siding, gutters, or fences, triton-stl.com.
This holiday season, experience the power, the intensity, the legendary sound of Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Coming to Enterprise Center for 2 shows, December 23rd at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. A portion of the proceeds from the 3 p.m. show benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, 2 shows, Enterprise Center, December 23rd. For more information, kmox.com/events.
For residential and commercial heating repair, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's a Thanksgiving Day football feast Thursday as the Chiefs face the Cowboys.
Siteman Cancer Center game time, 2 p.m. Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
The Chiefs, the Cowboys, on your home for Chiefs football. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Hey there, it's Steven, the owner of the Photo Pros, formerly Creve Coeur Camera. Each day, people bring us their family history, single photos in need of restoration, piles of photos wanting them to be scanned, boxes of slides, albums, videotapes, DVDs, and even old home movies. We take them and digitize them, or what we call scan them at high resolution, and place them on a USB thumb drive. Plus, many people want additional copies for the rest of the family. Yes, we'll make you copies. Here's the best part. You don't have to send them out of St. Louis and have a chance of losing them. If needed, we can fix or restore the entire image or images. We are slightly higher priced than the internet, but our quality is top notch. Remember the Photo Pros, formerly Creve Coeur Camera. Come visit Mark, Derek, Daryl, Tony, and me, Steven, at our store. You can reach us at 314-567-3456 or Google the Photo Pros or even Creve Coeur Camera.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 150. So I lied to you. Wheeler and Nate Gatter are on at 3 p.m. Brad Young is on at 2 p.m. Lots of stuff to Brad about.
Nat Gatter, I like that.
Yeah, Nat Gator.
Nat Gator.
Nat Gator. Love that
Trish
guy.
is with us for another segment. You have a question about the presidents.
Yeah, I wonder if, I don't know why I was thinking of this, and all the presidents have been men, obviously. So are there any, like, for the president, why won't you talk to me moments? Like, do they still go through relationship things, or do their wives know going in, like, look, I got a 4-year pass on this, so you're not going to be asking, why won't I talk to you, or my feelings? Or do you think, like, they still throw their dirty underwear on the floor?
I think it's
and
pretty
it's just
normal.
a 4-year pass.
I do. I think it's
so
pretty
you
normal.
still think there's, like, you've been busy all day. I haven't talked to you. I'm upset by this. And his answer is, I'm running a country here.
Yeah, I think so. I just get the
Melania.
feeling, especially Trump and Melania.
Yeah. Melania texting Donald, like, why haven't you responded to my texts all day? I
Do
miss
think
you.
that-
And he's
seriously? Like, it just seems so, I don't know. I know we put presidents or anyone in that position. Well, that's the only position on
I
a
also think,
pedestal,
though,
but it just seems like that
I also think
wouldn't happen.
Their relationship dynamics just might be like incomprehensible to us. Like Rachel has brought up a lot of times, like you must be like whatever brain you have where you want to and then can enact becoming the president of the United States. You know what I mean?
What?
Like you.
No, I got lost. I'm sorry.
They're not like us. They are.
It takes a special person.
It takes
It's
a special
superhuman
person.
almost. That's why I'm
And
wondering
I don't
if
even mean
the-
superhuman. Like, oh, they're incredible. I mean, they're probably like really
Psychos.
messed up in the head. They're probably psychos. So they very well may not have like a normal dynamic with their like wife and family.
You know, Michelle Obama did an interview recently talking about when they were in office, she was gifted like the entire spring collection from Ralph Lauren, like tons of clothes, tons of bags. And she said Barack was like, you can't accept this. Like we're holding office right now. You can't accept a gift like this. And she talks about like how much it sucked to have to give
Turn
that back
down.
to Ralph Lauren. So yeah, I think there are still little like
those moments.
Yeah, like she's obviously still thinking about it. 8 years later.
If you just think it's really amazing, any marriage works. You take two people that grew up different, who think different things, who, it's just amazing that it works at all.
Yeah.
Just having two people just, well, I'm assuming you're different and grew up different, but
I think we've only had, I'm going to get this wrong. I think we've only had one single president. And I think he may have like married his first cousin who was 14 or something. Like there was some president that.
No, I know what you mean. There was some. I know the story.
Like
I don't.
he had like a relative that was always around him. Then he's like, "Hey, we got married." So like, okay.
Michael Douglas, he was single.
I love that movie.
I do too. You know what other one was that? American President.
Yes.
I love that movie. Dave. I love Dave.
Dave is
Kevin.
great.
Kevin
Kevin
Kline.
Kline, yeah.
Oh my God.
Dave is
Two
a
great
fantastic
movies.
Dave screwed me up because I was like, well, here's the answer. Like, why can't we just do this?
Just get a regular guy.
The one especially when they go through the budget.
Yes.
Why
do you
can't
want
they
to tell these kids that they can?
Why can't they do that? Why can't they take it page by page and let's do it?
Yeah.
Hole up and take a couple days.
Yep. I agree.
It could all be solved by a scene from Dave.
That's right.
What are I always watch the same movies around this time of year, and not even like they always play The Godfather on Thanksgiving night on AMC.
Yeah.
They'll play all three of them, and I like Love Actually. That's probably one of my favorite Christmas movies, along with Elf. But do you have movies you always watch during the holidays?
Same. Yeah, I like those two.
Yeah.
My big one is for years and years, I think they still do it on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. They would have a Twilight Zone marathon. And for 9 years in a row, my band played New Year's down at the Hyatt. So I'd always end up spending New Year's Eve day and night there and being in a hotel room watching Twilight Zone. That's always a good memory. Yeah. Man, they used to be so much fun. You play for 3,000 people on New Year's.
Yeah, that used to be a huge party. I don't know if they still do it or not.
I don't either.
but
I don't know what people do.
I think a lot of people stay home a lot now and have house parties, don't you?
Yeah, I did. And I see a lot of restaurants that will advertise like, yeah, we're having a party, but it ends at 9 p.m. So you can go home and get in your pajamas and just be
I remember
ready
one
for that.
time I finished at 1 and I just couldn't stay staying. I just wanted to go home. And I was completely sober. And I remember driving down past Union Station and there were just cars pulled over everywhere by cops. I just feel like, man, this is going to be the worst day of my life.
Years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Michael's Flooring Outlet, been with me for 25 years. Simple. The easiest client I've ever had. Talk to Mike a couple times a year. He is just salt of the earth. He's a big rock and roll guy, super into Kiss, really into Ace Frehley. I mean, I just love Mike, and you will too. And he makes it so simple. He said, like, Dave, I didn't go into the flooring business to have a complicated life. I went into it because it's simple. They get the same products, Shaw, Coronet, Mohawk, that all the other competitors do from the same guy in the same truck. And then we mark it up. We just mark it up less. We give you better customer service and better installation. It's just that simple. 3 locations around town. To find the one nearest to you, go to michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Welcome to Coffee House. How are you today?
Hi, great, thanks. May I get a sea salt caramel latte with almond milk, extra caramel, extra shot, iced,
Gross.
and to go, please. Did you get all that?
No, I was just ringing you up for all the extras. Can you repeat your order, please?
Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna go.
Stop paying extra for extras. Get fancy coffee without the fancy coffee price at Quick Trip. Raise your coffee bar.
Trish was just in here talking about the 12 days of Trishmas, and sounds like a Schnucks gift card was one of the prizes you could win for that. That is such a good idea when it comes to like Christmas gifts and stuff. You know, the holiday season is approaching. And a couple of years ago, I got my brother and my sister-in-law a gift card to Schnucks. And guys, they were so happy. They're like, thank you for getting us something we actually want and we're actually going to use. And, you know, everybody could use a little extra relief when it comes to grocery shopping. So yeah, keep those Schnucks gift cards in mind. And when you're gifting those gift cards, maybe encourage people to download the Schnucks Rewards app so they can save even more money on top of that. First of all, you earn 2% cash back on every single thing you purchase. Plus, there are tons of other digital offers and coupons, even personalized savings based on what you typically buy at Schnucks. You can do your grocery list right there. Check out the weekly ad, curbside delivery, or pickup. The list goes on. It's an amazing app. It's going to make your shopping experience better. Go download it today. It's the Schnucks Rewards app.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX. Your home for St. Louis Cardinals baseball. 104.1 FM, KMOX. Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 2 o'clock, it is a cloudy sky. Right now, 59 degrees downtown at the Arch. The trial to potentially remove St. Louis sheriff from office wrapped with the judge taking the issue under advisement.
Closing arguments from the Attorney General's team focused on each count against Montgomery, laying out why they believe having the deputy jail commissioner detained, misusing the office's finances, being jailed without bond, and more rise to the level of expulsion. Sheriff's Attorney David Mason maintains there is no evidence proving any of this, while also saying what evidence they do have is not that big of a deal.
And if the judge just looks at the evidence, what actually was proven, the best he's going to be left with was a couple of charges that I don't know about this being enough for quo warranto.
Judge Stephen Omer, who has urged the importance to attorneys on both sides that this should move along quickly, did not provide a timeline of when he'll make a decision by. Outside the Carnahan Courthouse, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
A downtown charter school is ordered to close after safety deficiencies following an investigation by a former St. Louis police chief.
Sam Dodson was asked by the Missouri Public Charter School Commission to do the investigation after a child walked away from St. Louis Voices Academy of Media Arts in the Park Pacific building last month, and none of the staff knew about it. The commission says in a letter to SLVA, Dotson concluded the school faces persistent safety and security risks that warrant corrective action, potentially exceeding what can be addressed while the school operates in its current manner. Because of the conclusion, the school is closed to in-person classroom instruction until further notice by the commission. The school cannot reopen after the Thanksgiving holiday, although it can temporarily hold virtual classes. Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
Federal law enforcement is investigating the Democratic members of Congress who released a video telling active military personnel they could refuse illegal orders. One of the elected officials who participated, Michigan Democratic Senator Alyssa Slotkin, spoke about the situation during an appearance at a firehouse in Western Wayne County.
Last night, the Counterterrorism Division at the FBI sent a note to the members of Congress saying they are opening what appears to be an inquiry against the 6 of us.
All 6 lawmakers featured in the video are veterans or former national security officials. Festus City Council members unanimously voted to rezone 240 acres for a massive new data center, but some residents say the decision ignores the reality of their quiet community. During more than 2 hours of public comment last night, Mayor Mac Drennan told the council that claiming the vote was only about zoning is misleading.
When someone says, we're not voting on a data center, they are avoiding the truth. This site is surrounded by homes, wells, and farms with minimal industrial land nearby. Look at the zoning map. The parcel is ringed by quiet residential and agricultural use.
While neighbors are concerned about quality of life, city officials and union supporters argue the project is a chance to bring significant investment and jobs to the area. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, Lowe's is paying over $12 million to settle federal claims that its installers mishandled lead paint. The EPA says the retailer failed to make sure contracted workers were properly certified to renovate older homes, potentially exposing families to dangerous lead dust. As part of the deal, Lowe's must implement a new strict safety compliance program. The Dow from Stifel is up 629 points to 47,078.
Our latest little weather maker pushing off, and we have a cold front coming in tonight, so we're ahead of that front today. Lots of clouds, some sun, upper 50s to near 60 tonight. Partly cloudy, it turns windy from the northwest, and temperatures drop. 37 Wednesday. Sunny, windy, chilly, 46, feels colder to be out and about in that wind. Wednesday night, clear and cold, 29. Thursday, sunny and 45 for Thanksgiving. Looks quiet and chilly. Friday, partly sunny and 41. A little sloppy weather coming in here late Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got a cloudy sky. It's 59. Feels like 52 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 204. Coming up at 2:30, we have Dave Farber and Jimmy Griffin from El Monstero live in the studio. Be good to see my boys. Right now, we have attorney Brad Young, who joined us a couple times. Hello, Brad. Hey, Dave. Okay, before we get into politics, I started the show by saying, if I'm going to listen to a band on a drive, I listen to Counting Crows. The Beatles are the top of my pinnacle, but I think my favorite band, the coolest band, is Queen. What would your little ranking of those be?
I would put Queen at the top of that list.
Even like just yours. Like, don't worry about my bands, but what are your bands?
My bands tended to steer towards Van Halen, Queen, Foreigner, 80s power rock, 90s power rock. That's where I tend to go. I will tell you that for a road trip, I listen to people a lot, but for a road trip, you cannot be Queen's greatest hits. Yeah, good one. Really good one. I remember in 1981 getting in my buddy Scott Smith's car, and he put in the very first Police album, and I was gobsmacked. Like, it wasn't like, man, it's a pretty good band. Like, I couldn't speak. I'd never heard anything like that. Do you have a band like that? Boy, I don't know if anyone that I've ever thought of that just I couldn't believe how great it sounded. I mean, I will tell you that as a drummer, I loved Stuart Copeland's drums on any Police. It was pulsating and it drove the music, but it wasn't overwhelming. And to me, that he was a perfect drummer for a band.
We should get together and play drums sometime.
I would love that. I'll even bring a wig, to make me feel like when I had hair, because I had long hair when I was playing in bands. I was touring the VFWs of Southern Illinois.
Love it.
It was quite amazing. I got
you were the king of Cesar.
and Buckner. You know, I was really big in Buckner.
I love it. Okay, let's start out with the Mark Kelly investigation. That, as most of you know, Mark Kelly and I think 6 of his compatriots in Congress put out a 90-second video where the basic message was, hey, we're veterans. We get it. The Constitution says you don't have to follow illegal orders. You should disobey those. And then Trump came out, and whether he was calling for their death or not, he liked something that said hang them. And now there's evidently a double secret, of course we know about it, investigation by the Pentagon specifically into Mark Kelly for sedition or something of the like. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that's kind of like the Constitution for military law. It specifically states that service members are not obligated to obey unlawful orders. The question becomes, what is an unlawful order? That's in the eye of the beholder, because under the UCMJ, that's the Universal Code of Military or Uniform Code of Military Justice. It specifically states that all laws and all orders are presumed to be lawful unless deemed otherwise. So that really presents a conundrum, because if you're in the military and you say, well, I don't have to obey unlawful orders, but all orders are deemed to be lawful unless otherwise indicated, then you're in a position as a military person technically to obey all orders, unless some court comes out and says, don't obey that. So, but in the context of politics, I just think it's a bad idea in any circumstance to tell the military to disobey orders, because you're putting that military person in an untenable position. You're telling that Army or Air Force or Marine member to make a judgment on whether a law is or is not lawful, or an order is or is not lawful, when that person probably isn't equipped to reach those decisions. So I'm against it, but I don't think that those members of the military, or rather the politicians that were giving those instructions, I don't think they should be prosecuted because they weren't stating with any specificity, disobey this particular order, disobey that particular order. So while I disagree with Mark Kelly and others about saying that, I don't see that there's a bound or any boundaries or any regulations or basis to prosecute them, because they weren't being specific enough to warrant prosecution.
Yeah, we're of a like mind on that, Brad. You know, well, my feelings on Donald Trump, but one, I didn't think it was necessary. I trust everyone from a buck private to the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to know what to do. I trust them. They're trained. They're professionals. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought it was a bit of a D move for them to do it. And I also think it was somewhere between trolling and a trap, because I don't think there's anything illegal with what they did. And if Trump overreacts and tries to prosecute, I think it's going to just be egg on his face. But I agree with you. Like, I thought it was sort of unsavory.
It is unsavory because if you take that to its logical extreme, you're essentially telling the military to completely disregard the civilian leadership, if you take it to its logical conclusion. And I don't think that Mark Kelly or the others meant it that way, but I think there was clearly an intent there to say, don't do anything that Donald Trump tells you to do. And if that's the case, you're looking at civil war. So, I mean, that's a bad idea, but the reverse is also bad. We shouldn't be prosecuting people for saying anything. And because the legal standard necessary to prosecute someone for speech is so high that it goes beyond any reasonable chance to do that.
So let's talk now about James Comey and Letitia James. And as I understand it, the former members of the DOJ looked at these cases and said, there's no there. We're not comfortable as professionals prosecuting these cases. They got blown out, replaced by some woman who had never done it before, and I guess didn't go through the proper channels. And now it's been you know what I mean? It's not dismissed with prejudice, but it's like, yeah, she doesn't count. You can't do that. Let me say this. I give Pam Bondi credit for being smart. She's a lawyer. She's risen to attorney general, so she's obviously smarter than me. But I will say she certainly hides it well.
Well, if you'll replay a tape back from early October, I said right here on your show that this would be dismissed because it's very simple. Under 28 USC 546, it specifically states that anytime there's an interim prosecutor or interim U.S. attorney that's appointed, you only get one, and that person can only last for 120 days. And you get a total of 120 days to have an interim U.S. attorney. And after that, the district court is the one who picks the interim U.S. attorney until the Senate confirms someone. It's laid out very simply. And this whole thing where Pam Bondi, the first guy quit, and then Lindsay Halligan came in and she was appointed, that whole appointment was invalid. So now you've got a statute of limitations that's expired. And I'm not trying to dive too deeply in the weeds here. What I'm trying to say is that there was a clear federal framework for how this process works. It's unambiguous, it's clear, and it's statutory. And Bondi didn't follow it, and Trump didn't follow it. And because of that, this is out. And really, it just makes the point that lawfare in all of its forms, whether it's everybody suing Donald Trump when he was out of office to Donald Trump going after his political enemies, lawfare is a bad idea, no matter who's doing it. And we should be focused on solving real problems instead of seeking retribution against our political enemies.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. That Donald Trump has always alleged that Joe Biden weaponized the DOJ, specifically against him. Now, Trump critics say that there's never been a president in the history of America that has weaponized the DOJ against their enemies. Do you agree with both of those statements?
Yeah, those aren't mutually exclusive, Dave. I mean, if you look at that whole case in New York against Trump, where he was convicted of 32 felonies, none of that should have happened. In fact, if had that gone up on appeal, it all would have been thrown out with 100% certainty. He was sued. The only case that, I've talked about this, the only case that I thought had any merit against Trump was his document retention down at Mar-a-Lago, not because he retained documents, but because he instructed people to lie in terms of how they complied with federal subpoenas. But other than that, there was a lot of lawfare there. And there's a lot of lawfare now. And I wish somebody could be an adult and stand up and say, you know what? Lawfare is wrong. We shouldn't be doing it. And let's fix our problems. That's what the public wants to hear. They don't want to see pettiness. And yet that's all we continue to get from both parties.
And the Supreme Court on the Texas voting map.
Well, I find this really interesting because this whole thing is, there was all this political rigmarole about let's do redistricting and let's create new seats. And they did it in Texas. They've done it in Missouri, right? They did it in Texas. It went up on to challenge at the district court. The district court said, no, you can't do it. We're going to put a stop to that and put a hold on that redistricting. It goes up on appeal. And now the Supreme Court has said, no, we're going to stay that previous order because really the Supreme Court right now is in the midst of deciding what I think will be a landmark case of Louisiana versus Calais on the issue of, is the Voting Rights Act constitutional when it provides for block voting for minorities? Under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, you shouldn't be doing anything by race. So is that even constitutional? And we may be opening up a Pandora's box here that none of us will like if the court ends up ruling that the Voting Rights Act is unconstitutional when it provides for minority voting blocks.
Brad, I wonder if you saw this story, and if so, your reaction to it, that the Trump Department of Education has reclassified several professional degrees, the most notable being nursing, saying that they are no longer professional. They're not considered professionals, which is not only just like, well, that kind of sucks, but it has real world implications because of the amount of money that you can borrow against the federal government guarantees to pursue your degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that story and it really changes it was under the One Big Beautiful Bill. It changes how they can borrow money. It changes the limits that can be borrowed. And this just goes to show we shouldn't be having any government control over, certainly not college education. If somebody wants to borrow money, let them borrow money. I don't see why we need to get into the government deciding who gets to borrow money, how much they should borrow, or as we saw in the Biden administration, we're going to forgive those loans. I mean, government intervention here messes up everything. And I just wish they would step back and say, let the free market do it.
All right, buddy. Have a great Thanksgiving.
My pleasure. And I'll be filling in for you on Friday.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Tell you guys about Dr. Maupin at BioBalance Health. I'm going to talk mostly about BioBalance Skin. So let's just agree that I have told you many times before about the testosterone pellets. Now, I've been getting them for 6 years. My buddy Trish, who just left, has been getting them for about the same amount of time. Work great for both of us, which I think is, probative. The fact that I'm a 61-year-old guy and she's, in her 50s, female, and they work great for both of us. But on the skin side, they don't do plastic surgery. They don't do anything that is permanent, but they do have treatments and procedures that will absolutely change the way your face looks for a period of days or weeks or months, depending on whether you get Botox or chemical peels or fillers or things like that. As I've told you, I've only had it done a couple times, but I'm a big fan of the microneedling and having about a dozen tattoos on my body. It's nothing like that. It's maybe 5-10% of a tattoo. They put numbing cream on your face, and I have two faces because I have my face above my eyebrows, my face below my eyebrows. So I've got a lot of microneedling. But you look kind of sunburned when you leave. But within a couple of days, I was shocked at how good my face looked. So if you want to get it for Christmas or for a party or a reunion or something like that, check it out. For all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep the Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how the Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers? The celebrity guests. Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's going to be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, is hosting a taxes and retirement seminar at his office in Chesterfield on December 10th. Come meet Steve's newest advisor, Tracy Richardson, as she discusses the big beautiful bill, taxes on your Social Security, and more. Tracy will not only cover the hurdles you can face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Here's an energy efficiency tip from Quiver River Electric Cooperative. Thinking about purchasing new appliances? Consider both the purchase price and the cost to operate over its lifetime of years. When shopping, look for the Energy Star label. These Energy Star qualified products exceed minimum standards for efficiency and quality. You can save about 15% of your normal energy use with these appliances. For more tips, visit quiver.com or call us at 1-800-392-3709.
Hello, I'm John Rooney. Congratulations to KMOX on 100 years strong, truly making KMOX the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, guys. DGS at the bottom of the hour. Dave Farber, who you guys know from El Monstero and Super Jam, is going to be here with my brother, Jimmy Griffin. It's going to be a lot of fun. Always love seeing those guys. That's just so Christmas to me. Like, I already have my tickets for El Monstero on the 23rd in the balcony.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, totally fun.
That's going to be a fun way to like kick off Christmas break.
100%. 100%. Last year, it was me and Nick and his girlfriend Bree's dad.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's just the three of us.
His fiance, Bree's
His fiance, my gosh, Greg. And it was the first time he'd seen them. And it's sort of like slow down, Dave. Being able to take someone who's never seen El Monstero before, especially if they're a Pink Floyd fan, is a treat.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're doing them such a solid, you know?
Yeah, I really need to go with my dad. My dad loves Pink Floyd. Like, just grew up listening to them with him. And when I went to see El Monstero, I was, expecting it to be a good show. I was not expecting it to be like note for note perfect.
Yeah.
I had no idea the immense talent that everyone involved with that band is carrying with them all the time. So, yeah, I really need to take my dad to one of their shows.
And there's something, what's the word I'm looking for? Transcendent about that show. And I'll say this when Jimmy joins us. So I've played in the band with Jimmy for 10 years now and practiced with him. And, like you get to see each other in your raw state. And Jimmy's as good as you get. But seeing Jimmy in El Monstero, you're like, holy effing S.
Yeah.
Like, this is just.
Yeah, that was when I saw them play, I was definitely like, that's my friend. I know that guy.
I know him. I can text him right now. I had a weird night last night.
Looking good, Jim, while he's on stage.
So I told you guys I slept for an hour last night, and I don't think this is exactly why. I just throw one of those about once a month, but this didn't help. And I don't know exactly what caused me to do this. Oh, I do know what caused me to do this. My niece, Aura, who I'm super tight with, sent me a picture from Thanksgiving a couple years ago at my mom's house, Grandma Glover. And that made me go into my phone. And over the course from the time she fell until the time she passed away, I took as many pictures as I could. And about 50 of them were horrible because I figured we were going to file a lawsuit from her falling. And so in some of the most dire, terrible situations, I took a photo. And last night I decided it was the night I was going to delete them all. But to delete them, you have to look at them, right? And my mom was at her best, 85 pounds, 4'6". But to see her in those hospital beds with her gown falling off, exposing her just tiny skeletal shoulders and her gray hair all messed up, it was just horrible. Just horrible. No one should ever have to go through seeing their loved one that way, but most of us do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I got to tell you, it's having gone through that with my mom, it's one of my biggest worries. I would almost rather get hit by a bus on the way home tonight and have my kids lose me that way, as opposed to the traditional way of watching you wither. And, I just don't want them to have to go through that.
Yeah.
But it's just life,
It is.
You can't save them from losing you.
Well, yeah. And I saw something recently that said, like, you go through life twice as a child. Like, you have your childhood and then you have the majority of your life. And then again, you need someone to take care of you.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's part of not to be cheesy, but like the circle of life.
Yes.
And then they can do for you what you were doing for them whenever they were little.
And you ask anyone 50 years and above who have children, I guarantee you that's one of their biggest hopes and wishes, is that they're not a burden on their family.
Mm-hmm.
Although I never for a single minute viewed caring for my mom as a burden. In fact, you guys know this from being such close friends with me, it was one of the most beautiful periods of my life but it's
very
rough.
difficult on me too.
Yeah, rough. Andrew, how you doing with your mom? With the holidays coming up.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you gonna do?
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, right perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You've got your whole life ahead of you. So choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th. So go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Tell you guys about my buddy, Dr. Corey Solman. Just had someone here at work, one of my coworkers, who was having a knee problem. And I told her, you got to go to Solman. He's the best. I called, greased the wheels, got her in. She's doing a, what's it called? Arthroscopic thing to check it all out and clean it all out and stuff. She just raved and raved about him, how nice he was. So I guess I'm just using that as an illustration to show that I'm not lying all the time when I talk about how great Corey is, his bedside manner, whether it's you, an adult, it's your kids who maybe tore something playing soccer or, kick the can or whatever, or an elderly loved one who may need a hip replacement or a knee replacement. No one's going to be better in the operating room, and no one's going to come close to him in the consultation room. He's going to make everyone feel comfortable with what's going on, and if he can avoid surgery, he will. He's out in Chesterfield now. You can call him at 636-231-5881 or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
We take you now to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our latest little weather maker pushing off, and we have a cold front coming in tonight. So we're ahead of that front today. Lots of clouds, some sun, upper 50s to near 60. Tonight, partly cloudy. It turns windy from the northwest, and temperatures drop. 37 Wednesday. Sunny, windy, chilly, 46. Feels colder to be out and about in that wind. Wednesday night, clear and cold, 29. Thursday, sunny and 45 for Thanksgiving. Looks quiet and chilly. Friday, partly sunny and 41. A little sloppy weather coming in here late Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by the Moolah Shrine Center Festival of Trees.
Hello, everyone. I want to invite you to the Moolah Festival of Trees. Come see over 40 of the best decorated trees you'll ever see. Adult tickets are only $2 and kids under 12 are free. November 22nd through the 29th at the Moolah Shrine Center.
For 100 years, KMOX has been part of St. Louis. Now, Together Credit Union is helping celebrate that legacy. Starting in November, visit any Together Credit Union branch to pick up a KMOX 100th anniversary commemorative ornament for just $5 while supplies last. Each ornament supports Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. Together Credit Union, honoring 100 years of KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis, improving the health of all children.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Congressman Jason Smith is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Congressman Jason Smith at 202-225-4404 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Guys, there's nothing like watching Thanksgiving football. And for football fans in Missouri this year, FanDuel is about to make it even better. And of course, FanDuel is the official sportsbook app of KMOX. Now, with Pointsgiving, all FanDuel customers in Missouri get $1 in bonus bets for every point scored in the Chiefs-Cowboys game. So, for example, if the final score is 24-21, you'll get $45 in bonus bets. And it doesn't matter if you've already signed up for FanDuel or if you've been waiting for the right time to do it, and look, there's no better time than right now. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get in on the action. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to get those bonus points for every point scored in the Chiefs-Cowboys game. Look, I've been with FanDuel for years. It is the best. Enjoy a football feast with points giving on FanDuel, coming soon to Missouri. 21 and older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
It's a Thanksgiving Day football feast Thursday as the Chiefs face the Cowboys.
Sightman Cancer Center game time, 2 p.m. Sightman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
The Chiefs, the Cowboys. On your home for Chiefs football. 104.1 FM KMOX.
I got DGS, played a little jellyfish there from my buddy Jimmy Griffin. Most underrated band of all time.
Did you ever get to see it?
No.
I saw him twice. Did you really? Yeah, I saw him 3 times actually. I saw him with the original bass player with the first version of the band with Eric Drover playing guitar, or not Eric Drover, the guy who's with Beck now, who I'm blanking on his name. But anyway, I saw him at out in California. Then I saw him at Hammerjacks in Baltimore on that tour. And then I saw him at Mississippi Nights on the Spilt Milk tour with Eric Drover playing guitar.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm so thankful that I grew up in the Mississippi Nights era. And I'm so thankful I got to play there a couple times. That's just so cool. And like the Duck Room and things like that.
Yeah.
What for you guys? I'm sorry, Jimmy Griffin and Dave Farver, two of my best friends, two of the best musicians in the world, much less St. Louis. What are some of your gigs like that? Like, for example, at Mississippi Nights, I saw Dada open for Material Issue. And for me, it was just like, this is as cool as it gets.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite shows you've seen?
Los Lobos at Mississippi Nights was pretty
cool.
I mean, we were right up next to them, and they were in the height of their power. So it was a fabulous show.
Yeah.
I saw the Chili Peppers with Hillel playing guitar, and Thelonious Monster and Fishbone. That was the first time I'd ever seen a show like that. It was amazing. I saw Patti Smith there, and I was 33 or so, and I was starting to get the thinking like, man, maybe I'm getting too old for this. And then this 53-year-old woman came out and just beat that room into submission for the next hour and a half. And it was great. That like kind of revitalized.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of good shows there, man.
Isn't that great for us that we didn't do it? It was the guys before us. But when rock and roll started, like in the 50s, no one knew, like, a lot of songs were about like don't trust anyone over 30 and things like that, and yet these guys are still going in their 80s. Like, thank God for them for blazing that trail.
Yeah, people talk about time machines and stuff, and if I could have one, I would love to see what something like the Beatles sounded like actually standing in the, like, because you can get an idea from it and stuff, but like, or like Elvis on a flatbed truck with a couple of little speakers and you know, Scotty Moore standing next to, like, what that sonically sounded like, you know, and
would have been better to see the Beatles at the Cavern before they, you know, people screaming at the tops of their lungs.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see that. And plus they were cover band at that point, you know?
Yeah.
Just to kind of hear what they were at their seminal point. Where
Doing like 6 or 8 hour gigs.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
nuts.
That's like playing at Pops for them.
Yeah.
And then they'd sleep in the back room, you know?
Yeah. I can still smell the dressing room at Pops.
Oh,
yeah. Like if you're not a real
Please
musician.
don't describe it.
You're not a real musician if you were never
and
in
if you
the...
were playing late enough, there was stuff that kept your nose open to more smells too.
Yeah. Remember, like they have like a 3 a.m. gig at Pops.
Oh, dude, you'd play from
it was noon to 5 or something.
You started at midnight.
12 to 5.
Yeah, it started at midnight, and your last set started at 5 in the morning.
So You drive home and the birds are chirping. It's like, what am I doing with
What
my
am I
life?
doing? I should have been an accountant.
Dude, Eric Lyson had the best one. If he didn't get out of Pops before 6 a.m., he would not leave until 11. I'm not sitting in that traffic, man.
I'll watch a mop. It's fine with me.
What have been your favorite venues around St. Louis over the years to play?
You know, I still like Bottleneck. I just like the vibe in there, and they've got a nice green room, and they usually have great staff there, good sound guys. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. The old Ciceros.
Yeah,
yeah, the old Ciceros.
My glory days go back to Stages. Like that was such.
Amen, brother.
That was the be all. Like if you could play at Stage, and there were always, no matter who was playing, there was 1,000 people in that room. You know, and I just don't think there's anything like that anymore. I think there were more people that were just out and about. Also, I was young. That's, you know, but
I remember seeing Elvis Costello at the American, that old theater. I think it's rentable now, but they don't have shows there anymore. But he had been out of town because he was mad because Casey was promoting the show, but they never played an Elvis Costello song. He got wind of that, got really ticked off about it, and said, I'll never play St. Louis again. It's like, why blame the town? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, he decided to come back. He played the show. He did Allison, and everybody was singing with him. And then he just stepped away from the microphone and just sang into the room. And everybody could hear a pin drop.
That's cool.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
That's super cool. I had my roommate, Ricky, for like 8 years during law school and after. It's a black dude from Jersey, just super tight. And one night he's like, Glove, I'm taking you out. And he didn't tell me where. And he took me to a place in North City. I think it was called Club 54. And I had no idea who I was seeing. And we're right up front. BB King.
Oh, wow.
That was something else. Like I'm from me to Farver. That was just nuts.
I saw a buddy guy in Chicago like that.
That's so cool.
That was pretty mind-blowing.
So El Monstero coming up. I have my tickets for the 23rd, front row balcony. I'll be there representing. Can't wait to see you guys. Anything different this year for people who go every year?
This year is we're doing classic Coke. Last year we stretched really far.
I remember.
Like there was a lot of
Deep
weird
cuts.
stuff, a lot of deep stuff. This year is boom, boom, blang. We're coming out with Wall. Like if you saw the band from 2010 to 2015, it's going to be that show. And we're doing, the first set is long. First set is like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the Wall stuff, a couple of little odds and bits. And then we're doing all of Wish You Were Here, which is the 50th anniversary of that this year.
Very cool.
It's going to be basically like 2 records in the first set.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and do a couple of weird ones and Dark Side.
So I've known Dave, watched him forever, played with Jimmy for the last 10 years. I think you're both virtuosos. Why are you both so much better at El Monstero? It's like transcendent.
You go ahead.
Well, there's something magic about that show. Everybody is pulling for you because it's like a St. Louis rock and roll family reunion every year. And I think it's very unique to that show. Plus, they know they're going to get blown away with the effects and the video. And it's all state of the art stuff.
Yeah.
Chip Self brings out the best he's got. And they know they're going to get a great show. They know that the band's going to play their hearts out. And yeah, when you're up there, you know they're on your side. You're not going to have to, convince them that you're there to play a good show.
Yeah, and it's a great team. You know, it's like having 6, 7 Michael Jordans up there at the same time, and you're playing music that people already are in love with. And you kind of glide through that gig. It's really
well put.
It's easy. There's a lot of passing, because it's not focused on any one of us. It's a group effort, and it's like Christmas and all the all that stuff is all wrapped into it, and it's such a great time. We love doing it, and I think the craziest part about El Monstero is it's not really a band. We are a band when we're doing that, but after we'll get done with this in January and we won't play together again until July, and it gives us time to get away, to do other things that make us happy musically. And then we get back together just long enough to remember why we don't want to hang out together all the time. And then we go the other way,
You get enough of Mark Quinn doing yoga.
He's the letter T, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have the same background singers this year? Do you mix it up from year to year?
Oh, no, the girls have been there for, I guess, Kristen is the newest.
The newest one. She's at least 5 years, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah,
at least
5 or 6. But yeah,
Yes.
Erminy and I think Erminy is like there's Erminy, Mark, Kevin, Dave, and I think those are the only original people from the first year.
very first year.
So
Which song is it? I apologize. I'm brain farting. Where there are no lyrics, it's just the female going crazy.
it's called Great Gig in the Sky.
Yes, I just saw a special about that.
Mm-hmm.
That when the lady who did it
Yeah,
finished,
that is one lady.
one lady,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when she finished, she was embarrassed because she thought that she had just crapped the bed.
Yeah, well, they just turned her loose, obviously, but they told her to think of death, believe it or not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, told her to focus on that and just whatever comes.
Yeah.
And I mean, she let it rip, obviously.
And
she went
she's
for it.
like she's a little white British girl. Anytime after that, it's always been, beautiful African American ladies singing that, but that's a tiny little British white girl screaming her head off,
with a pixie haircut.
So, Jim, this Saturday, Hard Promises.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell everyone about that.
Well, if you like Tom Petty and you're not doing anything Saturday night, come on down and hang out. We're going to play, this one's Dreamville. We kind of try to pick a motif each time to kind of where we're going to go with the set list, because so many hits. It's the easiest set list in the world to make. And this time we have Jake Brookman and some friends of his playing strings with us. So we're doing a couple of songs that two songs we've never played before, but some mellow stuff. And then, like I said, all the hits are going to be there. But that's Saturday night at the pageant with Magic Man is the opening gig with Anastasia Hamilton.
Very
singing.
cool.
So,
And Dave, tell everyone about your new band, Box of Chocolates.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Mark Krause, playing guitar, and I'm branching out, doing a lot more variety. Still doing about half classic rock, but also doing 80s stuff. There's so much saxophone in the 80s. We're doing some Huey Lewis. We're doing some Men at Work. Also doing some funk stuff, some Rick James, some Average White Band, a lot of horn stuff. So we'll be coming out in July. First gig is January 9th at KT's down on Telegraph.
Very cool. All right, boys. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Always great to see you. Get your tickets, El Monstero, where?
I like going to the box office and bringing cash, and then you don't pay any service fees.
Love it.
But yeah, pageant.com. There you go.
Awesome.
This holiday season, the Dave Glover Show is excited to partner with Hardee's and Operation Food Search for the Holiday Food Drive. While supplies last, stop by any metro area Hardee's and make a donation of at least $1 to benefit Operation Food Search and receive a limited edition DGS holiday sticker. All donations will benefit Operation Food Search to help children and families facing food insecurities. Get all the details about the campaign or to make an online donation, head to KMOX.com/events.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer: an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. And joining us is Dr. Rohina Pani.
Slightly higher, I would say, trend towards men, likely related to the lifestyle risk factors like smoking. But once you have diagnosed a patient with pancreatic cancer, the treatment options and the response to treatment is very similar for both genders.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
I'm on smartmouth.com just checking out all of the different products. We've got the original activated mouthwash, which is, of course, going to eliminate your bad breath at the source. We've got the clinical activated, the dry mouth. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you have dry mouth, that's going to help. Then they have the gum health activated mouthwash. This is the newest mouthwash from Smart Mouth. It's just, if you have any sort of like bleeding gums, anything like that, its advanced germ killing formula is really, really going to help you out.
It's a little more expensive than, pardon me, other mouth rinses. But I mean, you don't need me to tell you this. You guys are smart. Mouth rinses are 3 things. They're alcohol, they're mint, or they're Smart Mouth, which is unique because it has a dual chamber with 2 chemicals, 2 fluids, liquids, and when you combine them in a cup or in your mouth, like me, 'cause I'm from South Roxana, they release all these zinc ions, and it kills the bacteria that causes bad breath, and it covers it up so that it can't come back for 12 hours. Use it twice a day, no bad breath. We can save you $2.50 off whatever you buy by going to smartmouth.com/Glover.
Discover the life you want at Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. We deliver a life-enhancing environment that nourishes the mind, body, and spirit as residents lean into joy and embrace purpose in a new age of senior living. Simply put, we have your back so you can put your best foot forward. Join us Wednesday, December 3rd for our holiday craft fair, followed by happy hour with BB Boomers. Visit Fairwinds River's Edge on Facebook to learn more.
For all station contest rules, go to KMOX.com/rules.
Welcome back, DGS 250. Coming up at 3 p.m., we have our pal Nate Gatter, and I believe Kevin Wheeler is going to join us from the road and talk about the Cardinals. They traded Sonny Gray for a couple of prospects, and they sent some money along with Sonny. So we'll talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Who's got something?
I've got some stuff.
Hit it.
Let me think of what I want to talk about.
You jumped in too early.
I do that at times.
Oh, you know what we need to do first? Hardee's.
Yeah,
Hardee's. Oh, yeah.
Why don't you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, please stop by Hardee's this holiday season. First of all, Hardee's has so much great food, and I feel like Hardee's kind of gets overlooked sometimes when it comes to fast food because they're not necessarily like the flashiest and like we've got the SpongeBob meal or what have you, but they have so much solid, delicious stuff. Plus, whenever you go through this holiday season, you can donate $1 and that $1 goes to Operation Food Search. Plus, you'll get a special 25-year anniversary edition of the DGS sticker. But yeah, 100% of your donation makes its way to Operation Food Search. In the past 2 weeks, the Dave Glover Show audience has already raised $15,000.
Fantastic.
We would like to raise a lot more because so many people are facing insecurity this holiday season. So with the Hardee's situation, it's a win-win. You can go get some delicious food for yourself and you're helping out some folks who need food themselves too.
You know who wants you to go to Hardee's?
The
A
Rizzler?
certain jolly fellow with a bowl full of jelly. That's right, the Rizzler.
Okay.
I thought you were looking at me.
Well, they do have the Rizzler meal,
So I'm
which
saying.
I think I am going to be trying at some point, either this week or next week.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Me
Even
too.
if there's nothing like a lot of times these meals is just like a normal meal, but they call it the Travis Scott meal or what have you.
Yeah.
It works on me every single time.
Celebs I don't like the Cardi B meal at McDonald's. I'm like, gotta get that.
Yeah, exactly. And
Gotta-
I really love the Rizzler.
Gotta have
So
it. And a Rizzler I actually like. So there you go.
this is a must.
See, I'm a sucker for packaging.
Okay.
Me
Yeah.
too. Oh yeah. If
Yeah.
it looks good in the box, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, lately at Hardee's, I've been doing a lot of Hardee's breakfasts lately. I really like the loaded omelet biscuit. That is, first of all, the biscuits at Hardee's are goated. They are incredible. It's the main reason I like to go for breakfast. But I like the loaded omelet biscuit. I like to get whatever the sweet biscuit is at the time. So a lot of time, like I think right now it's cinnamon raisin and it comes with the icing. It's so good. But the Hardee's cinnamon roll, mwah.
Yeah. Paul is asking, if you're not in the area, how can we get the sticker?
Road trip.
And donate. The sticker, I don't know. To figure that out.
Yeah, that one. I'm
Donate,
sure.
go to operationfoodsearch.org.
And just put in DGS in the little area.
Yeah, make sure you give us credit. We want credit.
I just had a great thing from Hardee's. So I recently lost 10 pounds because I had plumped up.
I like the
and
word
I
plump.
treated myself to, I think it's called a Big Star burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like a wet burger.
Mm-hmm.
I like a sloppy. I grew up with Dog and Suds.
Yeah.
And they had the King David, and it was, you might as well just serve it with a bucket. I mean, it was just all Thousand Island, and I just love that kind of stuff.
I have had Sloppy Joe's all 3 of the past 3 weekends.
Dude,
It has
I
been
never
heaven.
eat Joe's, and I love them.
It has been heaven. Just ground beef and Brooks ketchup and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Mix it all up, let it cook down.
Yeah.
I could eat
Yeah.
1,000 of them. I could eat 100. That's my food challenge. You always wonder, like, could you eat 100 orders of fries or whatever? I could eat 100 Sloppy
Yeah,
Joes.
I feel you. There's one of the few things I liked in grade school. They would have Sloppy Joes.
They would make at Bible camp, they would make Sloppy Joes. And I really liked those because for whatever reason, the chef at the Bible camp would put like a ton of sugar in it. So it was like a very sweet Sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
And I can taste it right now. It was very unique and
Mhm.
very delicious.
Yeah.
Well, I have a sugar-free diet, so I can't.
Well, yeah. Your body's a temple. so-
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Sue Thomas.
I take too good care of myself for sugary Sloppy Joes.
Also, the grilled cheese burger at Hardee's.
Haven't
Come
had
on.
that yet.
That's the one they brought in for us, right?
Mhm.
That was,
That was ridiculous.
so look, I'm crying. Oh, it was so good.
So good.
I'm going to give a couple shout outs. One to Capitol Grill in Clayton. They're doing my turkey this year. Thank God. So I'm picking that up at 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Excited. And then to my buddy Rob and his whole family at Harvesttown Auto Body. They've always taken care of my cars. They've done it. The Glovers wreck a lot of cars, and they've always taken care of them. And they've been helping me out with my Jeep. It's just recently been totaled, but they've been totally great. So if you ever have a wreck and you don't know where to go, Harvesttown Auto Body in St. Peter's is by far the best. Earlier in the show, I was talking about losing my mom and how I went back and recently deleted the bad photos from the hospital and things like that. And it's so important. And personally, maybe you disagree, but having gone through that with my mom and now having sat vigil with No One Dies Alone, volunteering for hospice with Bethesda, I really have a new appreciation for older people, and we need to respect them more and value them more. To that end, Bethesda has skilled nursing, they have assisted living, and they have 7 communities, typically apartment buildings, that are made for people who are older, but still independent, still vibrant, still living their lives fully, getting out, going to grocery stores and concerts and things like that. They have 7 different ones in Clayton, Kirkwood, Webster Groves, and there's one down south in Oakville I want to tell you about called Bethesda Terrace. Beautiful apartments with housekeeping and maintenance provided, 10 beautiful acres, a dog park, a private courtyard with a walking path, water features. They have 3 meals a day. You pick your favorite 2. If you are interested in Bethesda Terrace, call 314-375-1070. We have a new specific website for the DGS for Bethesda. So if you're interested in any of these communities, or maybe you need skilled nursing or assisted, simply go to BethesdaHealth.org/Glover.
Hey there, it's Steven, the owner of the Photo Pros, formerly Creve Coeur Camera. Each day, people bring us their family history, single photos in need of restoration, piles of photos wanting them to be scanned, boxes of slides, albums, videotapes, DVDs, and even old home movies. We take them and digitize them, or what we call scan them at high resolution, and place them on a USB thumb drive. Plus, many people want additional copies for the rest of the family. Yes, we'll make you copies. Here's the best part. You don't have to send them out of St. Louis and have a chance of losing them. If needed, we can fix or restore the entire image or images. We are slightly higher priced than the internet, but our quality is top notch. Remember the Photo Pros, formerly Creve Coeur Camera. Come visit Mark, Derek, Daryl, Tony, and me, Steven, at our store. You can reach us at 314-567-3456 or Google the Photo Pros or even Creve Coeur Camera.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet. Unlock your e-price and save. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com during the Genesis Signature event. Based on GMA sales records for 2024. See dealer for details.
Looking for some iced caffeine, left you in the cold. No one knows why brown water costs as much as liquid gold. Told him your name was Brian, why does this cup say Nicole? But then you found paradise in your cup at the Quick Trip. No regrets to start your day.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky. Right now, 59 degrees downtown at the Arch. Sheriff Alfred Montgomery's trial to potentially remove him from office has concluded.
Sheriff's Attorney David Mason maintains the attorneys general have no evidence to prove their accusations, while downplaying the legitimacy or seriousness of the witness testimony or video proof they introduced.
I think that he was left with really trying to exaggerate some things to try to raise them to the level of being something sufficient quo warranto. And I think that that argument largely failed.
While case law was raised by the attorneys general, it was used to put the quo warranto in context, and their closing argument focused on the video evidence and testimony that supports their counts. Judge Stephen Omer said he will weigh his decision and make it based on evidence. And although he gave no timeline, he said he will do his best to rule in a timely manner. Outside the Carnahan Courthouse, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The
The Cardinals make their first major move of the offseason, sending Sonny Gray to Boston.
The team gets back two pitchers. Richard Fitz, who has made just 15 Major League appearances but appears slotted into the Cardinals' 2026 rotation, and Brandon Clark, who pitched at the single-A level this past season. Cardinals president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom, is happy with the return.
Really excited about both of those players. Fitz has big league experience and has what it takes to pitch in a big league rotation. Clark is still in the minor leagues, still on his way up and comer with a lot of promise.
Fitz has allowed 3 or fewer earned runs in 11 of his 14 Major League starts. Clark slots in as the number 7 prospect in the Cardinals organization, according to MLB Pipeline. Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
St. Louis Voices Academy of Media Arts Charter School in the Park Pacific building will not be allowed to reopen after Thanksgiving after a security assessment by former St. Louis Police Chief Sam Dotson revealed many concerns.
The Missouri Charter Public Schools Commission sent a letter to the school saying if the security deficiencies are not corrected and those actions not met, the commission will initiate permanent closure. Now, as part of the immediate closure, the commission requires SLVA to do several things, including temporarily using 36 hours of virtual instruction, notify parents and staff. Dotson's report says based on site observations, interviews, and policy analysis, SLVA faces persistent safety and security risks that warrant corrective action, potentially exceeding what can be addressed while the school operates in its current manner. Maria Kina, KMOX News.
St. Louis rap legend Nelly is in North City today, personally helping families put food on the table for Thanksgiving.
We're here right now, North St. Louis at Wallbridge Elementary. We want to thank all of the staff and the whole community for opening their doors and helping us, just do a little something for people this Thanksgiving.
Reporter Dirk Brown caught up with him at Wallbridge Elementary, where volunteers are handing out free turkeys and holiday food boxes today. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Consumer confidence weakened in November to its second lowest level since April. Jason Brooks has that.
The Conference Board says persistently high prices, weaker job prospects, and politics weighed down optimism over the economy, with consumer assessments of current financial conditions collapsing to the lowest level since August 2024. Buying conditions for big ticket purchases over the next 6 months dropped after holding steady since May. The board says spending trends among consumers are increasingly moving toward cheap thrills and necessary services and away from expensive and highly discretionary categories.
The top 5 categories for services spending continue to be eating and drinking out, internet and mobile services, beauty and personal care, travel accommodations, and healthcare. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now to Stifel and Scott Bedell. Scott.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. Another day of strong stock moves to the upside, this time led more by quality blue chips, more so than the high-flying tech stocks. At the close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was higher by 663 points, or 1.4%, to close at 47,112. The Standard & Poor's 500 index gained 0.9% to 6,765, while the stock index had a very good day, up 1.2% at 1,554. Helping that index to move higher, Boeing gained 1.8% at $182.44. Stifel Financial added 1.7% to $120.59. Build-A-Bear Workshop jumped a little less than 8%. They closed at $51.33. On the downside, Energizer slid 1% at $17.51, while Bellring Brands down 1.25% to finish at $30.36. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Clouds with a little bit of sunshine in play as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 50s. City may just touch 60. This will be the warmest of the week, though it's no heat wave. Then tonight, partly cloudy skies. Here comes a cold front. Winds turn to the northwest. It's windy and it turns colder. 37 for the overnight low, about a 10-degree drop in temperature compared to nighttime temperatures over the last couple of days. Wednesday, sunny, windy, and chilly. 46, but it's going to feel colder than that. Wednesday night, clear and cold. The winds calm down, 29. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, sunny and 45. Let's keep going. Friday, partly sunny, 41 degrees. Friday night, light rain and wet snow, especially late night. 30 degrees for the overnight low, so kind of borderline temperatures. Saturday, rain mixed with some sloppy wet snow, some hamster-sized snowflakes possible. 42 for the high on Saturday. Sunday, it's periods of rain and 46. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
It is a cloudy sky right now, 59. It feels like 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Furnace funky?
Then make one call.
And Jerry Kelly will be there the very next day.
Call anytime, 8 to 8, 8 days a week.
And Jerry Kelly will fix your furnace or install a new one the very next day.
JerryKelly.com. The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
You know the song, Rach?
I don't think so.
It's one of the best Journey songs of all time.
I'm enjoying it so far.
Good. Let's dance. When's the last time you danced?
I mean, for the scream, sometimes you groove.
Last time I danced was with who's the running back for the Rams? I'm blanking now. Who's the running back for the Rams? Steven Jackson. I danced with Steven Jackson at Bolger's wedding. It's Lady Gaga. And so the first time I danced in 20 years, and I haven't danced since. So let me answer a couple of questions here before we get to Nate and Wheels. Sheffield Fisher says, Jimmy mentioned a guitar player named Eric Grober. Who is that? That's Eric Dover, Dover. He played with Jellyfish. And for all my music lovers out there, if you've never listened to Jellyfish, do yourself a favor. Listen to Jellyfish. Amazing band. Paul Charsley said, okay, donation done. DGS noted. Just save a sticker for me. Easy peasy. Corey Hall says, the fun of the stream is seeing the things you can't see that happen in the studio, like the amount of head movement that happens when Dave is on a roll with the subject. I didn't know that. Didn't know I have that. Hope you guys don't see me walking around sticking my hands in my pants. I'm big on that. Joining us now is Nate Gatter and Kevin Wheeler. Hello, boys. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dave?
Doing good, man. Wheels, you on the road?
I am about an hour away from, maybe an hour and a half away from our destination. So, you know me, I can't quit you guys. So happy to jump on.
You sound like you're calling from Mars for some reason. I don't know why that is.
I don't know. It's like South suburban Chicago, so maybe Mars.
Okay, so Nate, we'll start with you. I didn't hear the news. I was talking to Steve Moore about something unrelated, and he said something about trading our top pitcher, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So as I understand it, Sonny has been traded for a couple of prospects. We sent a little money along the way. Kind of outline the deal for us, Nate.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, Dave, because I was actually in the middle of doing a sports interview this morning, and or I was about to do one, and that's how I found out that the trade had happened as well. Thankfully, they didn't ask me about it because I think at that point it was maybe 20 minutes old, and I was like, well, I'm finding out this breaking news this way like everybody else, and was not expected to talk about it. Yeah, so the way it goes down is that Sonny Gray goes to the Red Sox. The Cardinals send about $20 million with him. That's the report that seems to be taking hold. There was a little bit of discrepancy for a period of time, and for over exactly how he was going to rework his contract, but it seems like that is settled as well, that Gray is going to change his contract, which had been for $35 million for this coming season and a $5 million buyout of a team option for next year. It's now going to be a $31 million salary for this year, so a $4 million reduction, but a $10 million buyout of the option year, and the option is now a mutual option, meaning he and the team would both have to agree to pick it up. So in effect, if the option is not picked up either by him or by the Red Sox, it now becomes a one-year contract for $41 million, which is basically a $1 million raise because it was previously going to be $35 million salary and a $5 million buyout. Now it's $31 million salary and a $10 million buyout. And the reason for that $1 million raise is that he's effectively getting paid for waiving his no-trade clause. So players consider those to be like valuable commodities. Well, and they are valuable commodities in some ways. And so that's basically compensation for him for essentially modifying the contract he had that said he doesn't have to agree to a trade. The Cardinals asked him to agree to the trade, so he's essentially getting $1 million in exchange for doing that. The Cardinals are sending $20 million, so the Red Sox will cover the remaining at least $21 million that would be owed to him between this year's new salary and the new buyout. And the Cardinals get in return Richard Fitts, who's a right-handed starter, 25 years old. He's been in the major leagues for parts of the last couple of years. Projects probably as a back end of the starting rotation type of guy. Wheels will be able to tell you a little bit more about his stuff, but good fastball, probably the most interesting piece of his profile. And speaking of good fastballs, they also get a young left-hander, Brandon Clark, who's a pretty solid prospect. He was Boston's number 5 prospect earlier this year at one point. He was in the top 100 prospects in all of baseball and has a good fastball, runs into the upper 90s. And a slider, he struggled with his control. He had a lot of walks. That's part of why he dropped out of the top 100 prospect rankings. But certainly a guy still with upside, but not somebody you'd expect to be on the major league roster for the Cardinals, at least in the next couple of years.
Wheels, I feel like I'm just now starting to kind of understand the rebuild. I've struggled with it, not the fact of it. I'm fine with what the Cardinals want to do. They're smarter than me. I just didn't understand it. But now I'm starting to get that players like Sonny and Nolan Arenado are too old. They cost too much. If we were going to contend for the series in the next couple of years, great. But since we're not, they're kind of wasted, and it's better to use their collateral and their worth to build for the next 5 to 10 years. Am I close?
No, yeah, that's about it. You know, what you're trying to do, and this is something that Matt Pauley and I talk about a lot, is you're trying to give yourself as many tickets to the dance as you can get, right? So these two guys, Fitts and Clark, have amazing stuff, right? So they both throw hard. You know, Fitts is ranked in the top 25% in the big leagues of average fastball. He's got a swing and miss sweeper, gets a lot of chase. And then, you know, as Nate mentioned, Clark throws 100. So what you're getting is you're getting if you were going to enter a 50-50 drawing, you got a better chance with 10 tickets than with 1, right? And that's kind of the idea. And you're not going to win with Sonny right now. And both sides are taking risk here. The Cardinals' risk is you have young guys. Fitz had kind of a weird injury last year. He had neuritis in his shoulder. It's not supposed to be a long-term thing, but it's something to keep an eye on. And Clark has already had his Tommy John, so that's kind of good, right? You're past all of that stuff. He had that in college, actually maybe even in high school. But when you're looking at, the risk, there's always a risk with young, hard-throwing pitchers, but there's risk on the other side. I mean, Sonny Gray's mid-30s. He declined last year. He's only got 1 year left, and it's an expensive year. I know there's an option attached to that, but then you're adding, $15 million more and making it more expensive. So there's risk involved for both, but for Boston, they're trying to make the playoffs. So it makes sense to take the risk on the side of a proven commodity. And the Cardinals would love to make the playoffs, I'm sure, but that's not really the plan. So you're just getting a bunch of guys that you can line up with your other guys. And now you look at it, Dave, you've got Liam Doyle, who's your first-round pick, a lefty that throws 100. And now you got another lefty in Clark that throws 100. And Quinn Matthews is pretty good lefty near major league ready. When you add Fitts to the mix, he gives you somebody that could start games for you this year. Maybe even take Sonny Gray's spot in the rotation if he's healthy. And he's probably not a top of the rotation guy, but hey, anybody that gets swings and misses and throws hard can give you a chance and maybe be a solid number 3.
So, Nate, is league-wide, would this be considered a respectable, understandable trade for the Cardinals, or is it more in favor of the Red Sox?
Oh, I think it's certainly respectable because to Wheels' point, they have an asset in Sonny Gray that is declining in performance and, increasing in age and increasing in expense. So all of those things make him, less valuable than he otherwise would be. I think it's difficult to put let's put it this way. I think Sonny Gray had become in some ways an upside down asset for the Cardinals. That doesn't mean he has no value, but it does mean, I think, in like kind of the traditional term of being upside down with an asset, I think Sonny Gray was worth less in a trade than he was going to cost in terms of salary. I think the Cardinals would have struggled to find anybody willing to take. If they had said, we're giving away Sonny Gray for free, but you have to pay 100% of his remaining salary, I think that might have been a challenge if they hadn't been sending anybody. Maybe they could have gotten something for him. So maybe he's close to being neutral in that regard. I think the Cardinals should be commended for the fact that, as much as we've criticized some of their unwillingness to raise payroll and maybe at the times their inclination to cut payroll, and fans have been frustrated with the spending. This is a situation where the Cardinals effectively spent $20 million to buy themselves a couple of quality pieces. And I don't think either one of those guys are probably coming back to the Cardinals. Certainly, I don't think Brandon Clark is coming back to the Cardinals if the Red Sox are expected to pay Sonny Gray's entire contract.
So let me channel my inner Sports Open Line caller right now. Wheels, I was listening to, I think you and Paulie talk about Helsley and the fact that teams may be looking to turn him into a starter, and he's in the 12 to 13 million range. What do you guys think about the possibility of him coming back to the Cardinals, knowing that maybe you can stretch him into a starter, and if not, you got a really good closer?
Yeah, I thought Bernie kind of categorized that well last night. As long as it's not for the emotional play, like, hey, we love Ryan Helsley, we want to have a guy back we love, as long as it's not that reason. Now, if you look at him and say, all right, we're going to go ahead and see if he can start, and you're going to probably have to pay him $16 million a year. But when you're looking at it in 2 or 3 years, you could have a guy that's in his early 30s, but a quality starting pitcher. I doubt it goes that way. If I'm looking at it just now as I see it, I know it's a new group of people. Bloom is new, and they're going to have a lot more new voices. I mean, the Cardinals were the ones that couldn't fix Helsley this year, when he was struggling with his fastball. And people are talking about tipping pitches. I don't believe that for a second because they knew the slider was coming too, and they couldn't hit it. The problem was his arm angle changed on his fastball and flattened it out, and he was throwing too many fastballs down the middle. So it's not a really difficult thing to correct. But if the Cardinals were going to do that, the thing that would make it make sense is if you want to be competitive 3 years from now or 2 years from now, you would have a guy in your rotation that's still in his early 30s who throws 100. And that would be a nice, valuable thing if you want to take that risk. But I think he's probably going to seek more of a winning situation, and it sounds like he's going to have a lot of suitors.
All right, Nate, your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think Wheels is right. My feeling is that it's almost reliever and turn him into a starter. Now, if the answer is that people are thinking Ryan Helsley, because of these fastball issues, might be cooked as a really elite reliever and that he needs to develop more pitches regardless, that being a two-pitch guy at the back end of the bullpen doesn't work that well if one of those pitches is not especially functional, maybe then you're thinking, well, we're going to have to make big changes anyway. Might as well add a third or fourth pitch and try to start. But, to me, I think about it with somebody like Jordan Hicks. Like, was that really worth it? When you've got I think there can be tremendous value in a guy who's really, really good at the back end of a bullpen. For the player, especially a guy who was at Jordan Hicks' age, it makes sense because you can just go and sort by average salary or high-end salary and look at what starters, even in the middle of the rotation, are getting and look at what relievers are getting, right? I mean, look at what Steven Matz got to be a Cardinal when they were thinking of him as a 3 or 4 starter. Now, he ended up as a reliever, but the reason he got that money is because they were paying him thinking he would be a middling starting pitcher, and he was getting something close to elite reliever money, certainly in terms of multi-year guarantees. So I understand why a successful relief pitcher in his mid-20s might say, that starter money looks pretty good. I should try to get on that before I become a free agent in a couple of years.
Yeah.
From a team standpoint, I'm not sure I see that much upside in taking a guy is a good reliever at Ryan Helsley's stage of his career and paying a decent amount of money to try to turn him into something that he's never been.
All right, Nate, Kev, love you boys. Have a great Thanksgiving.
All right, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcast.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. Been doing Neovitin now for about as long as they've been in operation. Tommy and his dad came to me those many years ago. They were in one or two mom and pop pharmacies with Neovitin, the multivitamin. And we hatched a plan together, the three of us, to get them into Schnucks. And they went into Schnucks and Deerbergs and all the local companies. Then they went regional. Then they went into Illinois. Then they went into Iowa. And now they are, by all practical purposes, a national company. I can tell you from my time with Schnucks, with my Foxball company that fixed phones, and later with Walmart, that you don't get into these places at all unless you're really good and you can make them money. And the way they make money is by moving product off the shelf. People buy Neovitin week after week, after month, after year, after decade, and they wouldn't do that if we weren't helping them. So it's all of the nutrients and multivitamins and antioxidants that our doctors think that you need, none of them that you don't. Again, you can find it at neovitin.com or go to your local Schnucks store.
What's up, Missouri? Tony Gonzalez here. I've spent a lot of Sundays right here playing in front of the best fans in football. And now it's almost your turn to get in the game because DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to the Show Me State on December 1st. Soon you'll get fast payouts when you win, a safe and secure app that's easy to use, and promos that keep the action going all season long. It's America's top-rated sportsbook app. New customers can sign up right now and score $300 in bonus bets on launch day, December 1st.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KMOX. New Missouri customers, sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets once we're live. That's code KMOX. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Hi, this is Bob Ramsey. Congratulations to KMOX, home of the Billikens, 100 years strong as the voice of St. Louis.
Back, DGS 324. You know how you can tell from South Roxana? Today is National Parfait Day. The only parfait I think I've ever had was from KFC.
Sure.
I can't remember ever in my life being like, that's a parfait.
Well, the peanut butter parfait from Dairy Queen, of course.
McDonald's had a fruit and yogurt parfait for years and years. It was exquisite. I miss that thing.
Back to you.
I'll have the parfait, please.
The Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
What is it?
Peanut butter parfait.
Is it like the Buster bar, but in a cup?
I don't know.
You know the Buster bar?
I know a dilly bar. I don't know about a Buster bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Buster bar. It's bigger and thicker. That sounded bad. And it's got caramel and peanuts at the top.
Okay. I see that there. Well, let me look at the.
How have you never had a Buster bar?
I never even heard of it.
Crazy.
So the peanut butter parfait is hot fud and
that's gonna stick.
I can't talk. I don't know if you guys noticed yesterday during headlines. I was just straight up reading the wrong word like repeatedly.
Yeah, we talked about it when you left the room.
I would catch it, but like 3 words later, I'm like, it's worthless to try to go back. Hot fudge and peanuts paired with soft serve, all layered together to create a tasty dessert that is as charming as it is delicious.
Yeah, that's just a Buster bar. Just let it melt a little bit.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It looks delish.
You know what I haven't had in 30 years? Easy. A dip cone.
Oh, I love a dip cone.
Dude, me too. The best.
I think they have a special Christmas dip cone right now at Dairy Queen.
People ask Google, is the peanut butter parfait healthy? Sadly, no.
Wait, define healthy. Like
It's got nuts in it, and it's got hot fudge.
They also have a Grinch ice cream cake.
Ooh, really?
That reminds me, until Nick, when he's a little kid, he called breakfast breakfast, and I love it. I strongly prefer FUD to fudge.
Yeah.
That was nice when Wheels brought us that FUD.
Get some of that hot fud on there.
I can
Gotta have it.
I can only eat one piece of FUD though.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way.
I can't slay FUD.
That's what I was saying. I had my little.
That.
Could you?
Oh yeah.
I had my little container and a little tiny baby spoon, and I would just take one little scoop at a time, and I'd be like, what joy. And then I'd come back to it a little bit later.
Want to hear a sad story? All octopuses are orphans. Male octopuses die right after they mate, and female octopuses die right after their eggs hatch.
That stinks.
How sad.
Wow. For as smart as those things are,
you think they'd figure that out?
You think they'd crack this by now?
Like, I'm going to stay celibate.
Yeah, they got like whole underwater cities that function as a society. You'd think maybe they'd like devote some research to that.
So does that mean that every octopus you see in the ocean is a virgin?
Maybe not a virgin, but not a parent.
Well, for guys, they're virgins. Because as soon as you do the deed, you're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Glad we're not like that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I owe you live?
Yes, please.
First Missouri. First Missouri is cool. First Missouri is easy. I have a bank. I've had the same bank for 30 years. I still have them. But now I do a whole lot of my stuff at First Missouri. And honestly, it's for two simple reasons. Like, I'm getting a new car because my other one was totaled. And so I can do the financing through them and get better rates than from other places. Like if Phoebe or Nick went to buy a car and it was more than 5 years old, banks won't finance those, but credit unions like First Missouri will. 4.27% interest on your checking alone up to $100,000. I've heard from so many people who have some money and they're like, Dave, I moved $50,000 from this account to there because I'm going to make an extra X thousands of dollars per year. So just really smart. And then, like I said, I know it's kind of a weird sell, but it's just a pleasant place to go. Really nice people, really genuine smiles, very helpful. And I hate buying cars because of the hassle. I hate opening accounts because of the hassle. It was for real 15 minutes from the time I sat down with the young lady until I walked out with my new checkbook. 314-544-5050, the number one, stmocu.org.
Chris and Amy standing up for the Lou.
We had a texter suggest that we use some of the Rams money to buy a high rise in Singapore and let that thing rot.
And load it up with asbestos and
just let
mold.
that sit there. See how they feel about it.
That's,
let's not be vindictive.
No, let's be really screw Singapore if they're going to do this to us.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, taking receipts weekdays at 9 on KMOX.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. For 43 days, the left kept the government closed, holding the American people hostage and demanding radical policy changes, including free health care for illegal immigrants. However, thanks to strong Republican leadership, the Senate voted to reopen the government and put America first. I'm thrilled to return to Washington so I can continue to vote to help Missourians, to secure our nation's borders, and to cut wasteful spending. Visit onder.house.gov to find the office closest to you.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
For residential and commercial heating repairs, service, maintenance, or installation, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. With over 50 years of HVAC service, get in your comfort zone this winter. Visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, going south is slow again this afternoon. Southbound 270 is bogged down from 364 down to about Ladue, from 64 through to Doherty Ferry, and Big Bend all the way down almost to 55, at least through Tesson Ferry. We had a crash south of Tesson Ferry that was in the right lanes. They've just recently cleared it, so it's not jammed, but it is busy. Now, we do have a jam southbound 141. First of all, delays at Conway to 64, but from south of 64, it's jammed all the way down to Clayworth. We have a crash with lane blockage there on southbound 141. They just cleared a crash eastbound 70 near Kings Highway. Traffic still a little heavy coming through there. Westbound 70 is slow. West of 5th Street out to about Sunbell and right around Highway K. Westbound 64, Kings Highway, and out through Clayton's Kinkers, busy west of Lindbergh out through 270. West of K, midway to Winghaven at 364 out to 70, pretty congested. Eastbound 64, east of Maryville Center into 270 again. We had a recent crash there. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal to Bates. Z down through McNutt's heavy, and that emergency repair work still going on eastbound 5570 at 157. Traffic's jamming approaching 255. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Looks like autumn has arrived, and all fall long, a Metro Transit Day Pass is still just $5, which makes you just one click away from your one-day mental health fall getaway. Plan your trip at metrostlouis.org.
Experience a musical kaleidoscope as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra performs Shostakovich's 15th, Rebellion and Reckoning, an epic symphonic memoir. Cellist Jan Soltany joins to make his St. Louis debut, using his bow to tell the story of Haydn's elegant cello concerto. December 5th and 6th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
Hey there, it's Steven, the owner of the Photo Pros, formerly Creve Coeur Camera. Each day, people bring us their family history, single photos in need of restoration, piles of photos wanting them to be scanned, boxes of slides, albums, videotapes, DVDs, and even old home movies. We take them and digitize them, or what we call scan them at high resolution, and place them on a USB thumb drive. Plus, many people want additional copies for the rest of the family. Yes, we'll make you copies. Here's the best part. You don't have to send them out of St. Louis and have a chance of losing them. If needed, we can fix or restore the entire image or images. We are slightly higher priced than the internet, but our quality is top notch. Remember the Photo Pros, formerly Creve Coeur Camera. Come visit Mark, Derek, Daryl, Tony, and me, Steven, at our store. You can reach us at 314-567-3456 or Google the Photo Pros or even Creve Coeur Camera.
It's a Thanksgiving Day football feast Thursday as the Chiefs face the Cowboys.
Sightman Cancer Center game time, 2 p.m. Sightman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
The Chiefs, the Cowboys, on your home for Chiefs football. 104.1 FM, KMO.
Back, DGS 335. So Dave Murray is out for the rest of the week. We're about to play you a live look. Yesterday he told us about Janice Bell. They are the fallenest people. Oh my Lord. So Janice Bell and completely shattered her elbow, and she is in surgery today. Hopefully she's out now. Hopefully it all went well. So Whatever your brand of thoughts and prayers are, send them to the Murrays. They need it. But here is Dave's live look.
Guys, as you know, can't be with you live today. We're right in the middle of Janice's elbow surgery, and we've got a change to colder weather. It's certainly been expected, and it's nothing extreme, but it will be colder and a little sloppy weather starting to come in here, kind of for the holiday weekend, though not including Thanksgiving or Friday. Let's break it down for you. We do have this Arctic cold front coming by tonight. Not much with it, but it will be windy. Some of these wind gusts later on, especially after midnight, could be pushing 30 miles per hour, and we go down to 35 degrees. So it's colder. On Wednesday, it's a quiet day. There'll be some sunshine for a change, partly to mostly sunny, but the winds will stay up all day on Thursday from the northwest. 46 for the high, but if you're caught out in that wind, it's going to be colder. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. The winds go light after sunset. Cold night, though, 29 degrees. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, plenty of sunshine, breezy and cold, 42 for the high. Thursday night, clear and cold, down to 25. Now, Friday is still a quiet day, partly sunny, still kind of a cold day, 41 degrees. Then a bit of a sloppy, complex storm system starts to swing over parts of the Midwest. Basically, the further north you go, and I'm talking way north, you're going to be running into snow. The further south you go, it's rain and thunderstorms. So as usual, we're caught in between. Friday night, cloudy skies, a mix of rain and wet snow. It's nothing heavy, but it will be around, and there could be some hamster-sized snowflakes from time to time. And borderline temperatures. Friday night, we're going down to 32. So the window for snow is fairly small. Saturday and Sunday, still unsettled, a mix of rain and wet snow. Obviously, the best chance for snow would be at night and first thing in the morning. No idea of numbers at this point. This is a very fuzzy system right now. 39 for the high Saturday and again on Sunday. Though, with that said, would not be surprised to see some dusting anyway on the grassy surfaces, trees and parked cars, stuff like that. But at this point, it does not look like anything major, but I will keep you up to date and stay up to date since it's the holiday weekend. And there are going to be some travel problems, especially going to the north. There you have it. We'll talk to you live tomorrow. We'll keep you up to date on this situation. If you're leaving town, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Cool. He did not end that one, did he?
He was having trouble with it.
Yeah. Speaking of weather, I'm really happy to see the sun is out.
Yeah.
I do love me a October, November rainy day with the red leaves on the ground and stuff. But a couple of days like yesterday, just
it has its limits.
Yeah, it really does.
Mm-hmm.
Really does. Speaking of that, you know, the latest amazing idea that's probably going to kill us all. There's a company called Stardust, and they have created some don't hold me to, I'm not a scientist, but they've created some sort of particles that are reflective that they want to launch into the atmosphere worldwide to reflect the sunlight to combat global warming. Now, interesting, creative, but I can see this going really bad. Like if they send up too much or too little, and now how do you get rid of them? And
too much sun blocking would be incredibly catastrophic, perhaps even more so than what they would be trying to prevent.
Right. Yeah, right.
That's like Ice Age type stuff.
You know, something drives me crazy. You guys know how I feel about Trump. Everyone out there does. And when people accuse me of having Trump derangement syndrome, you're not completely wrong. But I cannot stand Caroline Levitt, the spokesperson. I'm sure she's a lovely person, but I couldn't stand Jean-Pierre either. And here's why. Because you are absolutely 100% necessarily liars. I get that you're a spokesperson. I get the function of a spokesperson. Andrew's kind of my spokesperson. He's always going to shade things in our favor, but you wouldn't, and I wouldn't ask you to lie. And the reason I know you're lying, Caroline, is that you and the administration are never wrong, ever, about anything. Now, the best people on the earth who I know are still often wrong. And one of the things that make them some of the best people on earth is that they can own it and they can go, you know what? This one's on me. I misspoke. I misstated. I was given the wrong facts. There was a misunderstanding. Let me clear that up. Wouldn't that be amazing to have? Because everything that comes out of their mouth, Democrat or Republican, is useless to me because the one thing I know is you're not shooting me straight.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we allow that? Why? I'm not calling for pitchforks, and torches, but why as a people do we have this malaise? And I got it too, trust me, where we just go, that's okay.
Well, because stuff like the White House press secretary is completely out of our hands. Like there's
can't vote them out.
We have no recourse there. I guess you could vote in a candidate that wouldn't appoint someone to that position, but that's asking the voter to think much more deeply than like anybody really is on election day or the days leading up to it. It's just one of those like super unfortunate things that we just have to put up with, and we have to trust people to be able to see through the BS. I think most people do. I mean, maybe I'm naive here, but I feel like most people can tell when someone is being super defensive or straight up lying. Unless you have some sort of vested interest in protecting the lie, I think people can see it playing out.
Yes.
I hope so anyway.
Yes. We talk a lot about AI, and if Wheeler were here, he would be going crazy with what I'm about to say, because he feels very strongly, and I think, Andrew, you do too, that ChatGPT is a learning platform. It's like super Google, but it's not sentient. It's not conscious. But I read an article today by several scientists who said, we're not sure. Like, we're scientists. We do this for a living. AI is our profession. And we could not tell you within a reasonable degree of scientific certainty whether ChatGPT in particular is conscious or not, because it very well may be. Haunting. Because you're probably like me, like you figure that there's like a light that'll go off. Right? It has reached sentience, but they're saying like, no, it's way messier than that. We think it may already be there.
I would be curious to know exactly what they mean by that. Like precisely what they mean when they say sentience, right? Maybe you could argue that sentience is the fact that when you ask it a question, half the time it just makes up an answer, right? It doesn't. There's no guarantee when you ask it. Has Dave Glover ever been arrested before? And then it brings up 15 fake news articles about all the times that Dave Glover's been
let me
arrested.
push back a little bit. Is that making it up, or is that drawing on the resources that it has access to? Because making it up even like implies like some work is being done by the machine to like fill in the blanks or what have you. From what we can tell, all it's doing is drawing from the information it has on the internet, and there is a lot of bad information on the internet. So that's going to result in a lot of mistakes. But I don't know that we're at the point where ChatGPT is like, I don't know, but I better cover my butt by fully making something up. You know what I'm saying?
So I've only used ChatGPT twice. Once was when I said I spent an hour using it as a therapist. And then last night I was intrigued. I was listening to President of the United States of America, one of my favorite bands. And I pulled up ChatGPT on my iPad and I typed in, write me a song in the style of presidents of the United States of America. And I didn't think it would do it. And instantaneously, it gave me all the chords, all the lyrics. That's spooky.
Yeah, but you realize that's not because it's like a super genius, like it's just better than people. It's a machine that has access to all of this data at once. Like it can process the data faster than we can, and that is its only edge on us. Like it doesn't have any sort of discretion or wisdom. If you had every President of the United States song in your head, all the lyrics, you knew all the chord progressions because it had been uploaded to your brain, you would be able to do the same thing.
I guess.
Like, I wouldn't necessarily call that intelligence. It's just, it has a library that it can access quicker than we can. So that's why it's able to generate something like that. It's not because, I just think there's a lot of magical thinking that goes into the whole ChatGPT language learning models thing, where we're just like, it's this. I mean, this is like, man, it's so much better than us. I've definitely fallen victim to that too, or like gotten my hopes up or what have you. Like, maybe we'll have like a large language learning model, congressperson or something. And now I'm looking at the situation, like, the more I learn about how it works, the less faith I have in this is going to be the thing to save humanity.
And, like, so many things are generational. As someone who, if I came in tomorrow morning and my computer was off, I wouldn't know how to get it going. Having someone write a song for me in less than a second is crazy. Like, that's just
right.
magic.
But is it creativity?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
That's the thing, is like, so to me, choices, creative choices. Like, why is it an E5 into a G5 as opposed to a C7 into an F minor? Like, they made those choices. That's what screws me up.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic report is a service of Eamon, Gantner, Capriano. Going south is still the busiest place direction you can head. Southbound 170 on the break for an olive down to the Parkway, then it's slow to 64. South 270 slow at 364 down to Doherty Ferry and approaching Big Bend all the way down to Southbound Ferry because of earlier trouble. Southbound 141 from Conway, almost south of Ladue, all the way down to Clayworth. We had a crash there, so it's off that South 270 slow. Maybe better off 270 if you're in the area. Westbound Highway 64 backed up in pockets from Kings Highway out to Causland and slow to Big Bend. I think Clayton Morrison all the way out to 270, a little slow down. Both sides of Highway Kane are jammed approaching 364. Out to almost Prospect, it's clear to crash there. So the front end of that isn't moving as we speak. Southbound 55 punches up in a couple of spots. South Parcel Bates, midway down from M to Highway C. Eastbound 70, some full stuff between the South Fair News and Veterans Bridges and eastbound 5570 back up approaching 55 and 157. I'm Roger Brand at the Michael's Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
By Eamon, Gantner, and Capriano, your matters. Hi, Margaret with Eamon, Gantner, and Capriano. Before you packed your child off to college, did you get a power of attorney for them? Eamon, Gantner, and Capriano, your estate matters.com.
The choice of an attorney is an important decision. Shouldn't be solely. There is nothing like watching Thanksgiving football, but for football fans in Missouri, this year FanDuel is about to make it even better. With points giving, all FanDuel customers in Missouri get $1 in bonus bets for every point scored in the Chiefs-Cowboys game. So, for example, if the final score is 24-21, you'd get $45 in bonus bets. Doesn't matter if you've already signed up for FanDuel or if you've been waiting for the right moment to join. Just head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get in on the action in Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to score bonus bets for every point in the Chiefs-Cowboys game. Enjoy a football feast with points giving on FanDuel, coming soon to Missouri. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Winterfest is back for the 10th year in Keener Plaza, now through January 11th. Enjoy Winterfest traditions, including ice skating, s'mores, and igloos underneath 100,000 twinkling lights in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Grab a bite or drink from downtown favorites and enjoy a family-friendly New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Winterfest, hosted by Gateway Arch Park Foundation, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri is here for you with free, confidential support. Counselors help with stress, coping skills, and connect to resources. If the St. Louis tornado impacted you, visit moshowmehope.org. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help.
That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer: an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Discover the life you want at Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. We deliver a life-enhancing environment that nourishes the mind, body, and spirit as residents lean into joy and embrace purpose in a new age of senior living. Simply put, we have your back so you can put your best foot forward. Join us Wednesday, December 3rd for our holiday craft fair, followed by happy hour with BB Boomers. Visit Fairwinds River's Edge on Facebook to learn more.
i3 Broadband, where in the spirit of the season, you can feast on 100% fiber internet. Whether you're shopping, streaming, gaming, or gathering, you need reliable and fast internet, and that's the good stuff you can stuff yourself on when you have i3. They always mirror upload and download speeds. They have a price lock guarantee, and you get unbeatable value, support, and service. Call today, 877-976-0711. They have plans for any budget, and you're likely to pay less money for better service compared with whoever currently provides your internet. That's i3 Broadband, i3broadband.com.
Welcome back, DGS 352. Coming up at 4, we have the Think Tank with Judge Frawley and Steve Butt. One of the things I pride myself on the show is how varied and textured, and you never know what we're talking about. And I love the last couple of comments on the stream. Rachel, I agree with you, but what you're describing can be done with any database system, compiling data and giving answers. AI adds another level to that, artificial thinking. And then Uric says, Cone Dip Blizzard at DQ is my go-to. Same taste as a dip cone, but way less mess.
Absolutely.
That encapsulates the DGS.
Sometimes people will be like, what did you talk about on the show today? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Everything, nothing. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
So true. Absolutely true. You got something?
Yeah, I've always got something.
I know you've always got something.
Let me look at my sheet here. Oh, man, this kind of made me sad. I saw this story on KMOX.com, actually, that's
cheating.
That moms typically feel the pressure more than dads at the holiday season. It's just kind of the way the gender roles have shaken out. So that's not a real surprise. But 83% of millennial moms are feeling overwhelmed with the expectations for, quote, holiday magic.
Mm-hmm.
And this makes so much sense to me. Just the world we live in now is so different than when I was growing up. When it comes to stuff like Christmas, I always had the best Christmases with my family. Like both of my grandmas would make things special. My mom would make things special, but it wasn't like picture perfect special.
I get you.
You weren't always going to be showing everyone you've ever met what your celebration looked like. And that allowed for like a lot of character and a lot of quirks and a lot of flaws, really. The way we do things now, it's like, you better portray this like perfect situation or else people are going to judge you. And that makes me feel really sad for women my age who are just trying to do a good Christmas for their family and feeling like this pressure to be perfect, because that's impossible.
Yeah. I've always thought, from childhood on, that the holidays carry themselves. They're yours to screw up.
Yeah,
right?
That's a good way of putting it.
I mean, you can have tragedy. We lost my brother on Christmas Eve. Trust me, not a Christmas goes by anymore that's not a big part of it for me. And people can get in fights and XYZ, but as long as you just kind of keep it between the rails, I think it's always magical for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing, Jack and Francis certainly had their flaws, and I'm kind of who I am negatively because of what I went through. But especially my dad really loved Christmas and always made it cool and special. And I always got really great gifts, and I appreciate that.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Tell you guys about Michael's Baths. Mike is a great guy. You are going to trust him. You're going to get it. Like, I've had so many clients like this, like Skip, that I know them so well. I love them. I trust them. I know their character, but you guys don't. You just know what I say. And I can say anything. But when you meet him, you're going to go, okay, I get it. This guy's just salt of the earth, super trustworthy.